Ready for the gamble. Feeding the flame, chasing the fame. This whole world never be enough for me. Run through my veins, I sharpen my aim. Stoking the fire under my feet.
All right, we are live and back at Santa Anita. It's been a little while, but we are thrilled to be back here for Breeders' Cup Live. Awesome Again Stakes Day. I'm Dan Tordjman with America's Best Racing, and super excited to welcome in this guy, Scotty McKeever, EquinEdge. It's been a minute. We've always, we've talked. We've talked about kind of our love for racing, handicapping, but to have you here in person at Santa Anita is spectacular. So thank you for coming on.
Yeah, it's great. It's good to be here because the weather in Florida has been pretty
True.
rough. So I wasn't sure we were going to make it, but we made it, and it's a beautiful day here. Right behind the paddock, and so it's fantastic. So it's good to be here with you, Dan, and good to be with the audience. And we've got 10 stakes races this weekend, right? The winner you're in, the Awesome Again, highlighted by the Awesome Again, which is just incredible. So we're gonna have a lot of fun.
Well, you mentioned the beautiful weather out here. We have some shots from around Santa Anita Park where you can look at this beautiful racetrack. Every time I come back, I'm reminded this is like a painting. Like, is this real? I'm looking at the backdrop. It is absolutely gorgeous out here. Love this racetrack, and also spectacular racing. As you mentioned, we've got the Awesome Again Stakes. That's the first of 4 races that we're going to show you here coming up. We've got the City of Hope Mile coming up here in just a few minutes. That's race 5 at Santa Anita. We've got the Santa Anita Sprint Championship. We've got the Eddie D Stakes, and then we've got the Awesome Again Stakes. So stick with us because we're going to show you all those races as well. And you could be like one of these people celebrating in these videos with winning tickets and champagne and this and that. And so to kick us off, since we are so close now to the start of this Pick 6, I wanted you to run through what your program is telling you for this Pick 6. You've got a Pick 6 ticket here, so let's talk about it.
I do. Beyond Brilliant's going to start us off here. I mean, I hate to go with chalk, but it's just a fact. This horse has a 78 on our pace number.
Okay.
The next closest is the 4 Tarantino, who is got a 37.
Oh.
And then Beyond Brilliant, the 3 horse also has a 49% win, top EquinEdge pick, top genetic strength rating, which is the breeding rating. I think the 3 horse Beyond Brilliant is going to start us off. It's going to be chalky, but we're going to start off there. In race number 6, which is leg number 2, I'm using the 1, 2, 3, and 6. In leg number 7, I'm using 2, 3, 4, 7, and 8. And then I'm singling. In race number 8, we're going to single the 4 horse, who I think is Country Grammar, who didn't run a great race. Why? Who did it lose to?
Yeah, a little horse named Flightline was in that one, wasn't it?
By 19 lengths and change. And so Country Grammar is actually doing very, very well. When this horse ran in the San Diego, it was off of a layoff. Right. So the horse has every right to improve here. I think the horse is fit, and I think the Country Grammar's an easy single as well. In race number 9, 2, 5, 6, 8, and 9, we'll cover there. And I will tell you this: I decided to spread, but I almost singled a horse in race number 10. I almost singled, believe it or not, this Broadway Girls. But I decided not to. But in race number 9, we're going to cover 2, 5, 6, 8, and 9. And then we're spreading out in race number 10 to finish off the card and win 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, and 13. Don't ignore the 13 on the outside. This horse can run.
And for the people watching, if you've never bet the Pick 6 before, it's a 20-cent base here. So every combination you bet is 20 cents. Yesterday, somebody put in a ticket for like $200, won $72,000. So this is a decent bet to get in on. We've got you a ticket here on the bottom of the screen for $120. Not saying it's going to pay $72,000 today. Who knows what it'll pay? But there's your opportunity there using EquinEdge, Scotty's products here, which I've been dabbling with. So we're going to take a look at some of the features on EquinEdge. While we still have a minute here before the race goes, I prepped one of our next guests here to be ready with analysis. So we're going to bring him on here, Jose, who you've worked with before. And I know, Jose, you could come on in. I know you've got a little bit of history with Jose, right?
Los Ponies, yeah. I hosted the quarters, and he was the race analysis. And, we had a wonderful time on there. And we had a little thing called No Cheese and Cheese.
Was that you? Were you Team Cheese?
Yeah, I was Team Cheese.
Oh,
He's Team No Cheese. Who can eat tacos with no cheese? I have no idea. But
Jose has a lot to
This
say.
man right
Can you
here.
guys cut his microphone off? Team Cheese does not belong at this table. But no, good to see you guys, by the
Good
way.
to see you, brother.
Kind of like a mini ABR reunion here on
Right?
site. But no, it's good to see you guys. EquinEdge, I've played around with it. I've used it along. Great product by Scotty and his team. And happy to be back. I got to be a Los Al in a few. Fans of the quarters, I'll be down there in a little bit. Don't get scared. I'll be down there. But good to see you out here.
Yeah, man, it gives me such joy to see your face, to see, and you wore a little bit of a darker shade of blue, which we appreciate.
Yes.
That's
Go
perfect.
Dodgers. How about those Mets?
Look, you don't want me to get started.
Okay,
The video
well,
guys here,
we'll
Greg
leave,
and
we'll,
JD.
we'll leave that conversation after the races.
Yeah. The Mets also. I mean, they started at 4 Pacific here. As soon as the show ends, Scotty, it was good seeing you, good knowing you. I'm out. I'm headed out to watch that. So, look, Jose, we got you here. We may as well get your analysis. We've got the City of Hope Mile here
Yes.
coming up. Give us your thoughts. Small field, but a competitive field.
Look, this is where these kind of races, you're going a mile, but it looks like the cutback and distance is going to work for Breon Billing there. Breon Billing, the 3. Just to kind of delve into EquinEdge, what is the pace number for Breon Billing, Scotty? What does the pace have it?
The pace is a 78 in
Okay.
comparison to the 4-horse Tarantino, who's 37.
So you see that gap there in pace scenario. That's where EquinEdge, I think, really shines. It gives you an idea of who's going to get a comfortable lead or the main speedster of the field. Let's say that.
Mhm.
I think he's going to make his trip. The betting public probably is betting the 1 and 2 are the second and third choices. I think the 5 is a legit threat. Prince Obama. I know he's stepping up in class, but this barn, Phil D'Amato, he's like the Chad Brown of the West Coast.
Okay.
He is the turf master here on the West Coast. I think he might get the first jump on the other 2. So if the price is right, Prince Obama might be a good play here.
So maybe like a little 3-5
Yes,
exactor
yeah.
for you,
Mhm.
5-3.
Don't forget about the pick 3s.
got pick
I
3s.
love in race 6. I love Forbidden Kingdom for Mandela.
Okay. All right. So Forbidden Kingdom for Jose coming up. Now, also, we're going to show you the race here. Drop your comments in. We've got plenty of them there at the bottom. We're going to get to those in a minute. The pick 6 is now off. We're going to send it back up here for the track audio so you can enjoy this race here, the City of Hope Mile.
Kafkin Peak at the rail and Candarel. Bunched into the first turn, but it is Beyond Brilliant, who's quicker than all of them. And Beyond Brilliant sets the tempo. Irideo is just behind him, a length back second. Tarantino in between rivals. And Prince Obama outside of that pair, 2.5 off the pace. Then Candarel and Kafkin Peak under a tight hold. 4 lengths covers the field. Beyond Brilliant gets the easiest of leads. Opens up 2 lengths heading toward the half-mile pole. Prince Obama, Tarantino, Irideo a half length behind them, securing the fence. Candarel and Kafkin Peak. Beyond Brilliant moves into the far turn with a 1.5 lengths advantage over Tarantino in second. Then Prince Obama third. Irideo has lost some ground. He's now 4 off the lead. Candarel just outside of him starts to inch into contention. And Kafkin Peak. Beyond Brilliant with a 1/4 mile to finish the job. Leads over Prince Obama. Candarel continues to progress on the outside. And Kafkin Peak is now coming with his run, 1/8 to go. Beyond Brilliant. Here comes Kafkin Peak moving into second nicely. On the outside, Candarel. Beyond Brilliant, Kafkin Peak. Beyond Brilliant holding firm. And Beyond Brilliant takes them all the way in the City of Hope Mile. Kafkin Peak was second. 3-way photo.
Got to unmute our mic. Yeah. It's always nice when a plan works out, right? I mean, except look, your 5 was right there too. I don't want to
No. I thought he was setting a great trip, but when the EquinEdge pace scenario kind of tells you that 3 is going to make the lead, and I love the ride because he didn't use his horse to grab the lead.
No, he didn't.
He let him grab the lead, relax, and took him all the way.
Jose. No, he did. That's a really good point, and that makes a big difference. I really thought actually this horse would have a bigger lead than that, to be honest with you. But the 1 ran a very creditable race. But when you have that kind of pace advantage and you have that kind of class advantage, I think this horse will even step up even more. This horse has had its physical issues, I think, based on some of the layoffs and stuff. But I think this horse will be set to move up a little bit. But nonetheless, we got the win, gate to wire.
As a reminder, if you're just tuning in now, you missed the open of the show. Scotty put together a pick 6 with EquinEdge. The 3 was his single there, one of 2 singles. You got another single coming up. If you're like a player like Jose and you like pick 3s, you want to roll those. take note of these numbers here. You can play some pick threes. You can narrow it down a little bit more if you want. We're going to narrow it down as well because we're going to come up with top selections for each of these races.
I love the single. You know, from our days, nice working on the quarters. He used to give me little elbows like, "You're singling again in the first leg." I love singling the first leg because that's where you can see the board, right? You can narrow your wagers, and if you press, then then so be it. You stay alive in the first leg. You get the single out of the way. I feel like the majority of pools, well, of everyday horse players, they feel like they want to single to stay alive. I mean, they want to spread to stay alive.
For sure.
I'll single, I'll press, and then if I get my single out of the way, then I got coverage the rest of the way, and then play around with that. But I'm big time about singling in the first leg.
What is your idea about singling long shots though? Are like, what kind of mindset do you have to single a long shot?
So if usually one of the long shots that when I play long shots, it's got to be a pace forward type of long shot where I know I'm not gonna have to overcome trouble trips off the back. So if I can get a long shot to be 40 place, that's usually and for me, I don't play win play show. What I do instead, I'll bet a long shot to win or a single a long shot to start a sequence, a pick 3, a pick 4, whatever it might be. Instead of playing a place bet, I wield the exacta, right? So if
I like that.
Because if we're making win plays or show bets, you're really making those plays and show bets to kind of get something back, right?
Yeah.
Because if you were confident about the horse, you would just bet the win.
You would,
right?
That's right.
When you're making win play show, the plays and show bets like, I just want something back. Well, guess what? That's how I play. I play to win. If it's a big enough price, and I want to make sure I cash something. If it's like a big Kentucky Derby day, I'll wheel all over the long shot for second.
That's right.
And I'll come back and play trifecta, spread my long shot for third.
Yeah.
So I key him. If he finishes first, second, or third, I'll put myself in a position to cash something. So I don't dabble in the plays and show bets, but I will wheel back and exactas and trifectas.
So I remember when Jose and I were doing the quarter show, right? We would put in pick sixes together.
Yes.
And we would have some singles. And I remember a specific case where we had this single and we're excited about it's going to win. And of course, you have to be objective. You got to be careful because other people are betting different things.
Yes.
Right. So, and they put us right on camera the minute the race has gone off.
Right.
And then if we lost by a nose, our face is like, and then they put us on camera. I'm like,
yeah.
So we had some interesting stuff, but we had some nice pick sixes.
Yes. I look, if people watch the quarters and FanDuel TV regularly and see me on there, you know where I'm betting on the race because you'll feel my energy immediately after coming out to the race. But that's the beauty of it of getting involved with the races as far as you analyze and you kind of trying to formulate your wagers there. But nice job to Scotty there with that pick six single to start.
Single. You just said FanDuel TV. How many times have you screwed up in the past couple of weeks? Welcome back to FanDuel TV.
You know, it's not as much as I thought I would, but it's been fun over there with that team.
Nice. Well, awesome, man. It's good to have you. I know you've got to go. You got to hit the road. You got to be at Los Al tonight. Yes. For the people just tuning in again one more time, your pick in the Awesome Again Stakes is?
It is the one that just ran second to 20 lengths second.
To the Beast?
Yes, to the Beast there. Country Grammar. Right? But I'll give you my thoughts about the pick 5.
Okay. Look at this guy.
Here we go.
Always over delivering.
Santa Anita Sprint Championship coming up next year in race number 6. Mandela bringing back this was his Derby horse last season. Well, this year until he got sidelined. I love that he's bringing him back at a sprint. So I love the 2 here in race number 6, the Sprint Championship to start the pick 5. I talked about Country Grammar. And I think in the nightcap, in that maiden special weight event, I think you only have to go too deep.
Okay.
Mimimita, the 2, and the 9, Candy Caramel. From the first-time starters, I didn't see anything that kind of wowed me from the first-time starters in that field. So Mimimita, the 2, and then the Peter Miller horse, the 9 horse. Peter Miller Sprint. That's his deal. So 2-9.
Since I know Scotty doesn't know the answer to this, what does Mimimita mean?
I don't think there's a translation for
Mimita.
No.
Do you know?
No.
Do you know? That'd be funny if you know and he didn't know the answer to that.
He's Mr. Florida now in the sunshine, relaxing. He's picking up a lot of Spanish down there.
Hey, listen, there's more Latin people in Florida than there is.
That's what I'm saying. So you're
next time Scotty's here, he's gonna be fluent Spanish.
I'm already learning. I've been to Spain a couple of times.
Yes, I've seen him.
I'm learning already.
The world traveler. It's nice to be Scotty.
Except I'm only losing I'm only learning bad words. That's the
Oh
problem.
yeah, that's how it works. Those are the first words you learn all the time.
Yes,
so.
Yes.
Well, Jose, thank you so much again for
See you
making
guys.
some time for us, and good luck tonight. And I can't wait to see you again next time.
Tune in on Twitter. I'll release my lock and long shot of the night on Twitter.
Do
Cool.
it.
Oh, by the way,
Follow
real
him.
quick
Los
before he
Cones.
goes, when am I going to get my lunch from the bets you lost?
Team no cheese on the tacos. Team cheese over. That's all I gotta say. See you guys later.
Thank you, Jose. Very fun. Always great to see Jose here. I worked with Jose as well for years with America's Best Racing. And right now, to see him here at Santa Anita, it's like, it's part of the experience. You got to see Jose when you're in California. So exciting there. And another person you got to see on a day like today is Courtney Reed here for the Breeders' Cup to talk about some of the excitement, all the excitement here on a win in your in day at Santa Anita. This is what it's all about. Awesome Again Stakes. We're really kind of getting there. We're 5 weeks away from the Breeders' Cup, Courtney.
Don't remind me. I mean, time is of the essence right now.
Right?
There's so much to do in so little time, but we're very excited to be here today for a great weekend of challenge races, not only here, but across the world. We have some races, had some races at Belmont at the Big A today,
Right.
Churchill Downs, and tomorrow we'll have 5 races on the ARC card. So pretty good stuff.
Awesome Again Stakes is the big race today. Yes. You win and you're in. So we always hear this term, win and you're in, win and you're in. Okay, so we know the horse gets in. Yep. What else happens if a horse wins?
So they get an automatic entry into the Breeders' Cup race, and they also get free entry fees, which for the $6 million Longines Breeders Cup Classic, that is $150,000.
Okay.
So that's a pretty significant.
Yes. They don't get the money though, right, Courtney?
No.
That money would apply if they decided to go into the
correct.
Breeders' Cup
Yeah,
race,
they just
right?
don't have to pay anything. They just get to go. They get a free ride, basically. All starters in Breeders' Cup races that are based outside of Kentucky get $10,000 for traveling. And also, if the horse is nominated, the nominator of the horse will get a $10,000 check sent to them for winning a challenge race. So that's one of the benefits we give to our nominators.
So is one of the issues you have, I'm guessing, and I don't know much about this, but I'm guessing the dirt fields are a bit short compared to the turf fields. And is that because you're not really getting a lot of foreign horses coming that are sprinting on the dirt?
Right, yeah. The United States is most popular for dirt racing,
right.
And most of all the runners we come from overseas are coming for our turf races. So this year we actually started a new program called the Breeders' Cup Dirt Dozen, and that was to kind of incentivize horses that are running in our dirt races. We have one of those here today with the Santa Anita Sprint Championship.
Nice, the Dirt Dozen. I like that. I like that.
We had to get creative. Obviously, dirt races are hard to fill across the country, particularly graded dirt races, and we hope this will just help move the needle a little bit this year with our dirt
like
starters.
to see Dirty Dozen.
Some people confuse it for that, I will say, but
Scotty, I was looking at this the other day and I was like, holy cow, it really is 40 years. Next year's 40 years for the Breeders' Cup. So first of all, yes, we all feel super old now that we're thinking about where we were when this whole thing kicked off. 40 years next year, and you all just put out a video. I want to play that video. We're going to watch the video, and after we play it, we're going to react to it a little bit about Breeders' Cup 2023.
On a perfect day, there is no finer place in all of sports.
Nerves, excitement, and anticipation.
Than beautiful, truly stunning.
Still coming, rather for the goal. Steals the goal.
To the Breeders' Cup World Championship.
Breeders' Cup at Santa Anita just goes hand in hand. It'll be the 11th time the Breeders' Cup is run at Santa Anita. Tell me a little bit about that, kind of what goes into that decision and how excited you are for Breeders' Cup to come back here.
Yeah, well, we're thrilled to come to Santa Anita again. Obviously, this is the track we've been to more than anywhere. So we like it. Fans like it. The horsemen like coming here. How can you not like the San Gabriel Mountains and the beautiful backdrop that Santa Anita provides? A lot goes into it. As you can imagine, we start preparing for host site selections and having the event at host sites years in advance. So although we just announced it, we've been preparing for this for a while. So we're excited to come and work with the great first team here at Santa Anita, and it's going to be a great event.
Scotty, how many Breeders' Cups have you been to?
Probably, well, I've seen every one, of course, but I think I've been to 6 or 7 of them. my favorite obviously would probably be Zenyatta when it was it 2008 or 9?
Yeah.
2009.
Was it 2009 when she won?
Yeah.
And yeah, it was, that's obviously one of the best moments. If you were
Yep.
here, that was an incredible, exhilarating feeling to watch her win.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been to an event, and I've been to many of them, championship events for like the Lakers and stuff. I think that win with Zenyatta in the Breeders' Cup probably tops them all. And of course, Trevor Denman's call.
Oh yeah.
This
Yes.
is unbelievable. Is got to be maybe the best call of all time.
Yeah, you can't forget it. It's unbelievable. A lot of people say that that's one of their favorite races, so it's pretty exciting.
Can we? Courtney won't comment on this. Can we agree that Songbird won?
I was a huge Songbird fan. She thinks she won, right?
Exactly. We got a lot of great comments here. Chucky, my man here, giddy up. He's super excited here. J May with some comments. The duo we always needed. By the way, these comments came in before you sat down. Otherwise, it would have been the trio we always needed. just so you know this. So a lot of comments here for people. Chucky here used your single in the first leg.
Nice, Chucky.
So he's alive. Pace number is money, he says. So we're going to go ahead and try to make money today. We got the pick 6 ticket. I'm going to throw it up one more time, even though it started. If you want to use some of these other picks here that are generated by EquinEdge, you can go ahead and reference them on the bottom. All right, I told you we were going to do this to you, so I'm not throwing you into deep water here without some preparation. I know your objective here. I know you got to be impartial, but if you got to give us a selection in the big win in your in race today, the Awesome Again Stakes, who's it going to be?
I think I'm going to have to go with the popular opinion here of Country Grammar.
Okay.
I was at the Pacific Classic, and he thinks he won the race. So we're just going to roll with that. Obviously, Flightline went past him early, so he should be pretty good here. But I don't know. You never know. It's a horse race. Anything can happen.
It is. Super competitive field, too. Realize Express Train loves this track.
Yes, yeah.
Azul Coast has got back class. You got the speed horses. You got High Connection. You got Slow Down Andy with some speed. But since you mentioned the Flightline blowout race, the Pacific Classic, we've got this race here. We wanted you to take a look at it. We had to cue it up pretty early because if we queued it up too late, you'd only see Flightline in the image.
Yeah.
So let's take a look back at what happened in the Pacific Classic.
A half mile to go, and Flightline doesn't want to wait. Flightline's picked up the running now, and he kicks on to lead it by a length with a half mile to go, and now he's widening. Flightline makes it 2, now 3 as they go into the far turn. Extra Hope is next. Country Grammar down at the rail. Stiletto Boy, Express Train, and still last is Royal Ship's going to come running, but he's got a good 10 lengths to make up on Flightline. Let's see, a quarter of a mile to go in the Pacific Classic. Flavion Pratt and Flightline are an embarrassing lead. It must be 15 lengths as they turn for home now. And let's see, Flavion Pratt just shakes the reins at Flightline. And take a good look at this, because you're not going to see this too often, maybe never again. Flightline, 20 lengths clear. Flavion Pratt takes a hold and canters in the TVG Pacific Classic. Second place will go to Country Grammar. Then came Royal Ship, Express Train.
So massive implications here. The Santa Anita Sprint Championship coming up, but since we just watched that race, the Pacific Classic, what do you do with a race like that when really it was a non-competitive race? Do you still try to gauge something from the trips or from the way some of the horses finish? What do you do with that race?
So for me, I try to look at the horses that were closer closer to the pace in that situation, and then maybe they backed off. Well, if you look at Country Grammar was actually near the pace, I think in 3rd place at the time, but not too far back. And so for me, and then held on the best. So for me, and this horse wasn't as fit. I think this horse is ready to go, fit, and really, I hate to say this field is really not the strongest field in the Awesome Again. So I think Country Grammar is the horse to beat. And what I do like about the horse as well is that he's tactical. And I think that's very important when you're looking at a horse that even maybe you might want to single. I actually considered, that horse is a single, but there's another one that I got one up my sleeve. I think I have a single for us.
I like it. And so the Awesome Again coming up. We've still got a few races before that. I mentioned the Santa Anita Sprint Championship is coming up with huge implications as well.
Yes.
When we look at the Breeders' Cup Sprint, this is an interesting race. We heard Jose talk about Forbidden Kingdom being his single here.
He loves Forbidden Kingdom. I'm not as sure.
And I didn't want to say, because I love Jose. I hadn't seen him in a while. I didn't want to start something with him. So, but I don't know. 6-month layoff, and look, the horses. What's his biggest weapon? It's his speed, right?
He needs the lead.
And you've got a couple other horses here with speed.
And this horse, not only that, this horse is cutting back. So
Yep.
now a horse like this, though, it doesn't matter whether he's sprinting, going 10 furlongs, is if he gets the lead, it's going to be very tough to catch him.
Yep.
But you've got some sprinters.
Yep.
See, the thing is, Forbidden Kingdom doesn't have as much class as maybe people might think. He just looks like that on paper.
It's like a name play, right? You hear Forbidden Kingdom, you're like, ooh, like if you're in the know, you're like, hey, it's Forbidden
exactly.
Kingdom.
Well, not only that, too, this horse has been off since April, and this horse is facing older for the first time.
Yep.
So, by the way, this is a win and you're in as well into the Sprint Championship in the Breeders' Cup. So there is a lot of implications here. How about Kid Corleone, the 6 horse? This horse is going to get a very, very good trip. Has a 28% win on our numbers. Forbidden Kingdom, for what it's worth, has a 32%. They both have very similar pace numbers. So I'm thinking that 6 is going to be sitting right off the 2 most likely. But here's the thing. If they duel, watch the veteran CZ Rocket.
Right? Yeah.
Right?
That's
CZ
the one
Rocket
I'm looking
coming
at.
from behind, who has more class than these 2 horses.
Yep.
Didn't start off that way, but a wonderful claim as we might well remember. But I'm going to give you a long shot in this race.
Okay.
Whether it's first, second, or third doesn't matter. You might want to key this horse, but howbeit the 3 horse is going to run a good race.
Interesting. So I think howbeit was for me at least an intriguing horse based on the fact that, as you mentioned, there's enough speed in here. Who's going to come from maybe slightly off the pace? Howbeit is one of them. Is that sort of what you're thinking is there?
Off the pace. So what I'm hoping is, we're hoping that well, Jose's not hoping, but we're hoping that Forbidden Kingdom is not going to get a clear lead.
Right. Yeah.
Because I think this horse is the asset for Forbidden Kingdom is that kind of speed on the stretch out.
Right.
But when you're sprinting, you got a lot of fast horses. They might necessarily not be as good as you.
Yep.
But they're fast.
Yep. Exactly.
So we'll see if this cutback is going to be good for Forbidden Kingdom. Jose certainly thinks it will be. And Jose, honestly, is one of the best handicappers I've ever seen. He is a fantastic handicapper.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, from experience, when he says, hey, I've got a strong opinion here, it's usually spot on. We'll see. Look, he can be, if they do a quarter mile this race and Forbidden Kingdom's loose on the lead, he's got a length or two, and he's doing, I don't know, a quarter in like maybe 22 and 4 or something, he's probably going to win the race, right? Like, but if he's got those speed horses that we talked about just to his outside pressing him, then he might be in a little bit of trouble, and then it could open up for maybe a horse maybe just off the pace.
Right.
So there are a couple here that are interesting. We do have a couple of comments here. Wow, look at this. Did you bring this from Zurich? Chauki says, hey, a kiss from Swiss Zurich. I don't
a kiss.
Know. He's giving you a kiss. I think it was for you. It's for
my
you.
girlfriend right now is probably very jealous. Kiss is back.
We got Katie watching. Katie wants Country Grammar to win. And going back to your comment about Zenyatta here, Zenyatta made me a fan. So, I mean, I think it's a lot of us when we watched Zenyatta throughout her career. My wife, who is not a huge racing fan, obviously seeing Zenyatta do what she did was just,
I mean, how could you not? And plus the paddock antics that she used to do, where she would do this with her. I mean, if you don't fall in love with her, I don't know. You could never love horse racing. I mean, as a matter of fact, I'll tell you this. I've only cried one time in horse racing.
Oh.
And it wasn't when she won. It was when she lost.
Okay.
The next year by a nose.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was I literally, it was overwhelming. The emotions just hit me.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I don't even know where they came from.
It's interesting. The horse that beat her named Blame, right? And I've spoken in the years since at the farm where Blame is now a stallion and producing, children of his own that are racing. You speak to them at the farm. What they've said is that people come to the farm and they feel bad for Blame because he got all this undue
it was terrible
hatred and animus because he beat the great Zenyatta, and you just don't do that,
Yeah,
so.
no, it was terrible. By the way, I'm playing, as you know, I'm playing in this tournament.
Double duty here, by the way.
Talked about. So
talk about
you might be talking, and I might just go, right here as I'm kind of putting in my bets.
What
I did bet, by the way. So it's the opening weekend championship event. It's a $4,000. It's a $1,000 entry and a $3,000 bankroll. So $4,000 to get into it. Now I have 2 entries.
Okay.
And so I did bet on both of those entries. I bet to win.
Okay.
On the 3 horse. Now the horse drifted up to 4 to 5, was 3 to 5, and I have a daily double to Howbeit right now.
right now. I just put it up on the screen here. 8-1 on How Be It. I didn't see what the double wheel pays are. Do you have them handy? We can
No,
try to pull
I
them.
don't. I don't have them.
But needless to say, they're going to be good because obviously all the money coming in right now in Forbidden Kingdom. So the doubles
sure.
will obviously have you to Forbidden Kingdom.
Exactly. So we'll talk a little bit throughout on strategy of the tournaments and talk about the feeders compared to qualifiers, because I think that feeders are a really good way for horse players, young horse players, or new horse players to get involved in the game, because it's very cheap. You have a good chance of winning big money. And you learn to play a little bit price horses, not just favorites every time.
Got it.
And I think EquinEdge goes along with this as well, because if you're going to play in these tournaments, you need to be able to handicap fast unless you want to spend all day. And I think EquinEdge plays a big role. So we have really built a lot of new customers that are tournament players. Now, some of the top tournament players are using EquinEdge. So I'm really happy to really promote a lot of the tournaments now. An Express Bet, I think it's called Express Bet /tournaments, actually has some feeders as well. So you might want to go there and check that out.
And when you say feeders, we're talking about specifically lower buy-in entries where, I don't know, it might be $8, might be $12, might be $18. You win that, or at least you qualify by finishing in the top, let's say 10. You're now then qualified to enter a contest where you could win thousands of dollars, where your buy-in would have otherwise been something like 125 or 150 or 200 bucks or more.
So a feeder essentially is you go over and you put 10 bucks, let's just say, into the feeder, and there might be, let's just say, 100 people, and maybe 5 of those people are going to, if they come in the top 5, they will get put into the qualifier, which now you'll win money in that qualifier if you do well. Plus, now you get into a big tournament like the BCBC, things like this. So you put little money in to have a really great time and have a chance to win big money.
And you're playing with the big boys.
And you're playing with the big boys.
You're playing with Scotty, basically.
You're playing against me. Yeah. And if you're playing against me with the mythical or the fictitious, you don't have any worries. If you're playing in the cash tournaments against me, maybe you might need to worry a little bit. But I have to improve on that area of it. I had 2 entries in the NHC last year, and I actually did pretty good in the first day, but no bueno in the second.
You can't be good at everything, bro. Chill out, chill out. Leave some for other people
fair
here.
Enough.
You had mentioned you've got to double into How Be It here.
Yeah.
If people are just joining us right now, they want to just cold play this race, they want to bet an exacta or whatever, how would you approach this race? We talked about Forbidden Kingdom maybe being a little vulnerable from a pace perspective.
Yeah.
How would you bet this race?
So I'm hoping this is, you could go either way with this. Okay. So you might want to play this, but I'm not saying I love it. Okay. So, but I think there's going to be speed in here. And so I'm thinking maybe a 1-3. I'm thinking closers, maybe a 1-3 exacta box. And if that comes in, it could pay really good money.
Okay. All right. That is a nice, those are 2 nice numbers, really nice numbers. And then we're going to bring in somebody right now who's going to give us even better numbers here. I think she's all over the place. I don't know how she was able to squeeze this in, but I'm glad she was. This is the
What's up, girl?
The Michelle Yu. We've got to make you grab an ABR that you just put down one mic. Now you're grabbing another mic.
Technically, I wear like a Madonna mic. Can you guys do me a favor though? Can you turn these lights like angled down a touch? Because seriously, they're really bright for the horses in the paddock. When I walk over, they're like blinding. Yeah.
Really? You
yes.
can actually feel them out there.
You can see them out there. They're like reflecting. So if you guys could turn these like physically down, I think horses in the next race will appreciate it.
Not even for us. It's just
no, not even for you guys.
All right, well, look, I'm going full screen because everyone's got to see that you're actually here with us.
So
yes,
I am.
Excited to have you. Thank you so much.
Very rare to hear that.
No, we're super excited to have you. Last time I saw you was at Saratoga for like half a second.
Yes.
You were running around frantically, but yet still composed. You were like frantic on the inside, but composed on the outside as always. So give us now. We're going to throw you right into the fire. We got like a couple minutes to this race. Santa Anita Park Championship. We're going to need a pick here. Then we're going to also need a pick in the Awesome again. But let's start here.
I mean, I feel like it's just so Captain Obvious, right? Like it's going to be Forbidden Kingdom for me. Okay. This horse has been working really well. I think that going short is going to be what he's wanted to do. You know, when he stretched out, I wasn't convinced. I kept saying, we're going to beat him. We're going to beat him. It's going too far. He's not going to be able to carry the speed. We're going to beat him. And then he was literally just running horses off their feet.
Yep.
Now, what you're going to run into here is other quick horses, but I still think he's the fastest of them. older horses, obviously a question, but come on, when you look at this field, let's be quite frank. This is not the classiest field you've seen for the Santa Anita Sprint Championship. You have a lot of question marks. You have a lot of horses that we're not sure, is this their surface? Is this their distance? Anything? So if he's going to take on an older field at some point, right now, this is the field I'd want to be against.
How do you have time to handicap when you have all these kids?
I let my husband watch them. A lot of people say it's babysitting, and Ryan says it's just parenting, guys. It's parenting.
Yeah, it's a lot to juggle to begin with. Like people have always asked me, like, oh, what did you want to do this full time handicap? I'm like, no, I don't, because this is not like a 9 to 5 job. This is like, I know you handicap probably till 2, 3 in the morning most days, right?
I usually handicap once my family goes to bed, and I watch replays, and then I get on my EquinEdge and watch my plug. Oh, yesterday was Plug City for you. I got to tell you all about that. But
and did you look at Gulfstream Park when you get a chance yesterday? It's insane.
I don't watch Gulfstream Park.
Every race. Like insane.
Nothing wrong with Gulfstream. I honestly, when it is racing at Santa Anita, I legitimately focus all of my energy on Santa Anita. I watch replays. I watch works. I, read the forum. I read the handicappers report. I try and get as much information as possible. I come out in the mornings when I can. So I really, really try and throw my whole self into this, because this is supposed to be what I'm best at.
Right.
So I don't want to adulterate it because I'm, playing here, watching Gulfstream, betting on Golden Gate, whereas summer, I tend to watch a little bit more spread around. I really eagle eye when it comes to this.
Let me ask you a question, Michelle. What is more fun? Is it doing the broadcasting, or is it watching your horses win?
I don't know. I haven't watched a horse of mine win in some time. We just got nosed out for second earlier. I mean, we finished second by this much with a horse that came up the rail and beat us. So, I mean, it's great watching them win when I have chosen them or I have placed them in a spot. I mean, it's fun. But I love my job. Quite frankly, I really love being here.
Well, you're great at it.
Oh, that's so nice.
No, you're amazing at it, and you've been all over the place. I turn on like
I know
she's in were you in Dubai? Did you go to Saudi?
Saudi,
too?
Dubai,
Jeez.
New York, Ascot.
Hosting the eclipse with the girls. How amazing was that?
That was petrifying. I mean, you could say amazing after. It was petrifying. I literally remember standing up there and I'm shaking. My mouth is so dry. I was thinking I'm not even going to be able to talk. I'm like,
for sure.
So bad.
What about the pre-work? Was there a lot of pre-work to do that?
So it was a lot of work, and it was really great working with the girls. They had all done it before, and I hadn't, obviously. So they kind of had their own spin on things, and then they were so open to little changes I wanted to make, and we all sat together and helped each other. Right. It was such a fantastic dynamic. It was really encouraging and inspiring, and I think that a lot of the females in our group are like that constantly.
We're going to talk more about the Racing Women's Summit also in a couple of minutes, which is also a great event. They're in the gate for the Santa Anita Sprint Championship. Real quick, we're going to probably have to let you go here in a minute. Do you want to give us an awesome again pick real quick?
Awesome again pick. I think it's going to have to be... I'm going to go Royal Ship. I think Country Grammar looked great behind Flightline, but also I think that this distance, not ideal for him.
Okay. All right. We're going to let you go. We know you got to get back to work. We're going to show
You don't want to keep me? I was going to stay here.
Are you willing to stay here?
Yeah,
Right,
I got a few minutes.
Forbidden Kingdom,
you're not going anywhere.
Did not get the lead. Is now, but
can I call this race or what?
Slow. Yeah, please.
Call the race. What the
All
heck?
right. Forbidden Kingdom moving up along the inside now. He's gotten his way finally. Kid Corleone sitting outside and really trying to press the pace. He's being asked along to try to come up to Forbidden Kingdom, who's still in hand. It's going to be about 2 back to Super Ocho and then a long way back to the rest of the field. Howbeit way back there, your screen just froze. Over here as we make the turn around, it's going to be Super Ocho trying to make a wide run there, but Forbidden Kingdom still along the inside. Everyone moving with momentum now as they turn for home. It's going to be Forbidden Kingdom still in front. Super Ocho on the outside, coming up the rail. CZ Rocket trying to make a run. Here comes Howbeit with a tremendous run. It's going to be Howbeit. Super Ocho in between. Howbeit on the end. CZ Rocket coming up the rail. CZ Rocket or Howbeit. CZ Rocket. Howbeit. It's going to be CZ Rocket.
Oh, what happened? Who won that?
I think the 3 got it.
Oh my God! If the 3 hit this guy's
I think the rail got it.
3-1. That's 3-1.
Oh, Michelle's calling the rail.
Oh, I think the 3 got it.
What the hell was that? That was incredible. What a call.
Cut her mic.
What the hell was that?
Oof,
how about that race call?
Kingdom.
Michelle,
Nice.
You, hidden talent. Do people know this? That you do this?
Oh.
I've done it on Horseplayer happy hour from literally sitting outside a bar in a gutter before. One thing, my boss is going to be so mad because my voice has been gone and I just called a race loudly.
I don't know. Oh,
Inside.
Don't
is it
say
inside?
inside. Don't
Oh.
say inside.
Inside, right?
No.
I have a $200 daily double to the 3 in the
Oh,
tournament.
All right, here we go.
Scotty.
We're
I
going, we're
need the
going,
3.
we're going full screen. We're
Why
going
do you
full
bet
screen.
against me?
Oh.
Here's the full screen. Here's the full screen. Don't.
Oh,
I'll
it's
tell you,
inside.
I was anti CZ Rocket, even though I thought the pace was going to set up because he's a known bleeder, and I was just,
Ah!
I don't know. That looked like outside.
Oh,
I'm
come
gonna
on.
have to buy you a drink there.
Come
I hope
on.
so.
No, the goal is that he wins
The
and
tournament, the
buys
tournament. Yeah,
everyone
of
here
course.
drinks.
Have you ever lost a tournament? No, this is no joke. You guys want to talk about the Women's Summit. Christina Blacker did a handicapping seminar, right, for the Women's Summit. And she was showing, like, not only, like, literally what is the racing form and what do these numbers mean, but then, like, for the more advanced people, she was showing a couple of the tools that she likes to use. So she brought up EquinEdge and was, like, talking about, like, how you use it and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I don't know why more people don't use it because Scotty wins every single tournament using his product. How
Let's go! Let's go!
Can I just say this horse is a little late for me? I touted him so hard for the stupid grade 1 at Del Mar.
You did?
I was all over him.
Woo! Hey, we
Let's
gave out the exacta as
go.
well. We told everybody played the 3-1 exacta. I'd love to know if anybody played the 3-1 exacta on the chat.
Let's go.
Right?
Great
So
job there.
What do
good,
you have
good
on the screen
handicap.
right now? I only see us three. Do we have the race up there? Or no, is it not up there? Yeah, let's look at the result here, the official result. All right, so howbeit Caesar, that is a really strong exacta. Forbidden Kingdom off the board, but we talked about this
Not
scenario.
only off the board, like second last.
If Forbidden Kingdom didn't get loose, and this is tough off of 6 months, if Forbidden Kingdom didn't get loose, this scenario was entirely possible. You capitalized. Holy crap.
Yeah.
That big double and the exacta that you gave up, you didn't hear. You were like literally walking to the set. As he said, bet a 3-1 exacta. So like you could just put your mic down and just walk off. I mean, there's not much.
Right?
You can't really improve off of
this.
this.
Mic drop right there.
All right. Well,
Who do you like in the Awesome again? Now I don't want to bet the Awesome again anymore.
Unbelievable.
My Mandela day is like, man, no.
Yeah.
No Mandela.
No.
What's it? So Michelle, now you have to give us the closeout double here to the Awesome again. What do you
That
think?
exacta paid $23.10, guys. $23.10.
Obviously, Scotty is so much smarter than me. You should just listen to him.
No,
I'm here for
EquinEdge.
entertainment purposes only. Scotty is here for the actual handicapping.
Yeah, you know how
I'll
I
tell you
am.
what. In the next race, I love the 2.
The 2 horse.
Air Force Red.
Wow. What did that double pay? $19.20. Okay, so $9.60.
How much did you have it for though?
$200.
Oh, just $200.
Yeah,
I drink
okay.
a Booth.
Yeah.
Just,
A Booth?
Okay.
Okay.
Don't try and give me any of that cheap
says
champagne.
everything. Okay, that's it. All right. I better go to the ATM.
Here we go. By the way, that's it. This is like Scotty. We're gonna lose Scotty here. There's no way of bringing him back. Scotty is the bomb. 3-1 ice cold. Boom. Oh yeah, everybody on this stream just bet
they
that.
Just
exacta.
bet that. Nice. Otherwise, you know what? I wondered.
That's for you, Michelle. Great race
Yeah,
call.
good. I was wondering why the exacta paid so low. Everybody
That's
bet
it. You should have said. I told you this was going to
You're
cost you
supposed to
money
tell
doing this
people
show.
after the race
I know.
closes.
Hey guys, I'm in a tournament. Can you not bet these horses, please?
So, at some point, can you check where you are in the standings? Can you see it from here or no?
You can. It usually comes up about 5 minutes after the last
Okay,
race.
so let us know. Keep us updated where you
I will.
are, and then I guess probably don't tell us any more of your remaining picks
no.
that you can actually
I'm
win
here.
this league.
No, I'm here to share. That's
There we
one
go.
thing. I actually won a few tournaments on my show while I was
While
doing
you were
the live
live?
show.
All right.
And giving everybody what I'm doing. I
Nice.
just believe in transparency, honestly. Like
That's awesome.
no matter what, it all works out in the end. Yeah, initially when we first opened up EquinEdge, the idea was we would have these algorithms and we would just gamble with them. That's what the team wanted to do.
Yep.
I had this bigger dream, like a moron, to share it with the world and change the game.
Yeah.
Kill my prices.
Yeah,
Make people
exactly.
happy.
Yeah. I will say his beard was completely black at that time.
Yeah, exactly.
And now it's
Wait, my favorite vision from yesterday, to get back to like our Christina story, is so they were like, she's like, well, there's a part that Scotty puts up and you just put the amount of money you want and he puts a ticket together on the EquinEdge, right?
The
so
ticket
everyone's-
generator.
So she like put an amount where like $32. So she put it in. Literally every chick stood up with their like phone and they were taking a picture.
Oh my God, that's
and
so
we
funny.
took a picture of everybody like taking a picture, and she's like, Scotty McKeever's either gonna love this or hate this.
Oh, I love it. No, I love it. I love it. That's a great story. I'd love to hear that. That's why I did this, honestly. Yeah.
Karina says good karma there on some of what you were just mentioning about putting this all out in the world.
Yeah.
And we did earlier. We showed you Scotty's Pick 6 ticket, which of course had the 3 singled in the first leg, which hit. Now you just caught a price. You just beat Forbidden Kingdom. So if you punch this ticket in with 4 legs to go, 1 single left, Country Grammar being the other single, and plenty of coverage, you're going to be alive for a decent hit here.
Yeah, for sure.
So
The reason is many people singled that 2 horse in the last race. And there was so many reasons to beat this horse. Off the layoff, cutting back. I mean, this horse needs the lead. The 6 was very fast. If you look at the pace numbers there, Forbidden Kingdom 98, but Kid Corleone outside post in the 86.
Now, did JJ make a mistake, right? When the horse didn't break sharp, he rushed him up inside.
Yeah, it's
At
tough.
that point, maybe you're like, hey, let's try something new, because
the horse
I think
hasn't
that took
done
a
it that
lot
way,
of
right?
starch
Yeah.
off of him.
The minute
No,
that
but
horse
he's
broke slow,
yeah,
he was done.
because normally he's gone out and he's opened up so much of an advantage. And I mentioned that beforehand, like that's the big test, right? He's in a sprint race now. Like there's going to be other horses in here as fast as him.
All right, Michelle. Now, for real though, before you go, because we got to get you back to work. We're gonna get.
They're tired of me already.
Talking of the Women's Summit, we've got a great. And by the way, don't bring up Forbidden Kingdom to her. She's not gonna like it. She's already shaking her head. You want to give us a double here? These next 2 races.
All right. Let's see.
So
much pressure.
There's no break.
Okay, so like I mentioned, I do like the 2 Air Force Red.
Okay.
So I would for sure use that horse. I am not against Dubai Key either. So if I'm going to try to beat
2-8.
Gregorian Chant. I'm going to go 2-8.
2-8
over 2-4.
2-8 over 2-4. Okay. Well, if you hit it for hard enough, you'll make some money, right?
I think it's Air Force Red down to 3-1 now. I really liked him at 5-1.
It is right now. Let's see.
They're live using EquinEdge here. They're working through it.
If it's slow, it's
The
because
internet.
of the Wi-Fi.
It is.
It's Scotty's
There we
like
go.
personal.
No. 7th race. Okay. Laneway is 8-5 right now.
I don't like Laneway. I like Air Force Red. He's 6-1.
Don't say you don't like Laneway.
Yeah.
We got
And look at the
got
EquinEdge
all the
morning line.
MyRacehorse. We're dumping on
Yeah.
MyRacehorse.
The EquinEdge morning line.
See, so I like him.
Yeah. And by the way, Air Force Red, the
And
2
Dubai
horse.
Key 13-1.
But look at the 2 horse. This horse is actually 3 for 3.
I know.
At this distance, actually,
I'm
going
aware.
6.5 down the hill.
And the hill is such a specialist thing, and the fact that he is able to run so well down it.
Air Force Red, we're talking about.
Air Force Red,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
And he's come from both off the pace as well as been on the lead. Very
Nice.
intriguing.
I'm sorry, 6-1
I
on Air
know.
Force Red. That's a nice
Oh,
surprise.
now all you guys out there are going to kill my price. I just know it. I'm going to get up. I'm going to
Hey.
go back to work, and it's going to be like 2-1. I'm like,
Put all that, like Scotty said, put all that good
Karma.
energy into the world.
That's right.
And so here you go. So those are the live odds. This is Michelle Yu. I cannot believe you made this much time for us. Thank you so much.
no problem.
I really
Anything for you.
appreciate
And for you,
It's
I
good
just
to
love
see
you.
Well, hell.
Not that I don't
want
love
to
you,
now.
but-
Well, yeah, come on now. All right. Michelle, thank you so much
Thanks,
for stopping
guys.
in. Good
Thanks,
luck the rest of the way. We are, as you can see, 18 minutes away
That's okay.
from the Eddie D Stakes here. MyRacehorse has a runner in this upcoming race, the Horse on the Rail, who is the current favorite. That's Lane Way. They also just had Forbidden Kingdom. MyRacehorse, if you haven't heard about it, really unique in the ownership world here. You don't need hundreds of thousands of dollars. You don't even need thousands of dollars. You could buy in for like $100 or several $100s. And with us to tell us a little bit more about it, Shona Rosenblum, who, by the way, do you go at Rosenblum Rotundo or is it just Rosenblum?
Actually, Rotundo.
We forgot about the
Classic, old
Rosenblum.
school. I got to bring some, like a nice feminine touch to Team Rotundo. So I felt like they really needed me. So I went with Rotundo.
Like it. Shona, you've had a million things going on. MyRacehorse, I teed up. We're going to come back to the Racing Women's Summit, but start off with MyRacehorse. What is it all about?
Yeah, so it's an opportunity really to grow ownership in the sport. So we offer ownership at a fraction of the price, so it's affordable. Anyone can come in and get involved for a couple $100s. You could also, if you'd like to, you could spend a little more. We have what I call micro share ballers who definitely come in and spend, a little bit more just to diversify their investments and build a large stable. But ultimately, we just wanted to find a way to make racing a little more accessible to fans and people who might not know that they will fall in love with it. So right now we're really focused on trial and trying to find your doctors and your lawyers and your accountants and your teachers to give it a shot. And I bet they'll fall in love with it.
Shona,
we
can
love
you
racing so
choose
much.
which horses you want to invest in?
Yeah, so for sure. So we try to provide as much like merchandising range as we can. So when we go to the sales and approach buying, you know, we look for our key markets like Florida, New York, California, and Kentucky, obviously. So at any given time, there should be a horse that appeals to your region. If you don't see it in the moment, it's coming.
Cool.
Shona, you just had a little bit of a setback there. But I mean, I know you want to win every race, but you can't. One of the MyRacehorse horses was Forbidden Kingdom, who we saw off the long layoff. It's a tough spot off a long layoff here. But every time you come out here, you got to manage expectations a little bit. Some of these horses got like 500, 600 owners, right? And maybe 60 of them show up at the track and they're excited. They want to see this horse run. You just had one Forbidden Kingdom. You got one coming up in Lane's Way. How do you manage all that? How do you keep everyone? You keep the good vibes going?
Yeah. Well, we definitely sell the experience and the thrill of being an owner, but that certainly comes with some disappointment. And in an industry where 20% win rate is exceptional, we've had to build a product that is exciting for people who might not be winning all the time, because we know it's probably going to happen more often than not. I do think that the toughest beats, though, are when you do come out and you're the favorite and you have a horse like Forbidden Kingdom who has been so exceptional, and then something like this happens. I think it's a great opportunity to educate the owners, though, on what the reality of being an owner really is. And sometimes, you're going to have to weather those storms. And I do think that the setbacks make the victories more meaningful.
Yeah.
So a horse like Laneway is a great example. I mean, he's had a very challenging career, some setbacks, some long layoffs. And, when he broke the track record here last year at Santa Anita, it was electric. I mean, the feeling, what you had to go through with that horse and the updates and staying, connected to his journey, and then to have the outcome be a victory.
Yep.
That's why those moments are so special.
No doubt, no doubt. Now Scotty can't relate to losing, so he doesn't know what that swing is like. As we've seen here, he's hit every race so far today.
Wow.
And,
hey, we should talk.
I know, right?
I put a quick pick 4 in after I singled Forbidden Kingdom in my pick 5. But now I have a pick
out in the pick 4.
Yeah, a little. Yeah.
Roll it back. We roll it back.
I wasn't sure about the cutback with the 2 off the layoff. Needs the lead. I mean, the horse definitely needs the lead. It's such a nice horse. Was facing older for the first time. And then drew inside, and of course broke slow there. Once that horse broke slow, it was going to be in trouble. It needs the lead. I think the horse is better going longer, because that kind of speed on the stretch out is very dangerous. Not a lot of horses have that, so we'll see. I think the horse is going to have a good 4-year-old campaign.
Can I clip this and send it to the owners? Like, this is great. I feel better already. This is perfect.
Exactly.
Good.
We spoke to
You
someone.
should be using EquinEdge, and it'll help you. It'll help you with where to place some of these horses. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, like I said, you've got at your hands in a number of different things. One of them is that you're on the planning committee for the Horse Racing Women's Summit, which made its debut here at Santa Anita this week. I won't stumble over any of it. I'm going to let you talk about what it is, and we've got some images that we could show right now that you're looking at here on the screen. Tell us about the Women's Summit.
Yeah, it's a little emotional after the last couple of days. I think that we could not have imagined how impactful the event would be. The planning committee is absolutely amazing. The work they put into it, just the teamwork and the dedication. But what it was and is an opportunity to just connect and empower women in the industry. And I think one of the things that was so special about the last few days is, for the first time, I was having conversations with people, and it wasn't in the middle of me doing 10 other things, because I wasn't there working for my racehorse, and I wasn't there, with some job, obligation, although I was part of the planning committee. So I actually did have a lot to do, but I saw a lot of women connecting and speaking and not rushing off, or a quick hello. So I think it was a great opportunity to just give women a chance to actually have some of those important conversations. And there was the proper time to do so. And I think that what was so inspiring and what was different about this event than maybe some others was that it was very honest. Like, women like Dora Delgado and Ricky Tenenbaum, and some of those who are further along in the career that I personally look up to, they just told it like it was. And I appreciated that and respected it. And I know that everyone in the audience really kind of felt the same way.
For women who are watching right now and are interested in, maybe they're outside of the sport, they want to get involved, or maybe they're involved but not as involved in the way that they want to be, what would you say some of the key takeaways were for them, and how do they stay connected with the Women's Summit? Do you have upcoming events and that sort of thing?
Great. Yeah, great question. So the mission this year was just to really get everybody together. Like, we didn't want to bite off more than we could chew, and that was a theme that was throughout planning. We wanted to make sure that what we did was very mindful and done really well. So plan A was connect everyone, have some amazing and empowering speakers and inspirational speakers. But now there's still a ton of work to do. Our very first pop-up event, so we're going to turn the summit into a series. So it's going to be the Horse Racing Women's Series. And what we want to do is feature women and have some speaking opportunities. And our very first one is going to be at the Breeders' Cup. So we're doing a collab with Keeneland and Breeders' Cup. And that's going to allow some women to come. We'll celebrate the women who are maybe behind the scenes that we all know, that I'm sure you know, that do kind of put on the event and do a lot for those events. So that's going to be Tuesday. I think it's November 1st. It's the Tuesday of Breeders' Cup
Breeders'
Week.
Cup Week. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I've always said, and I think I told this to you yesterday, but I like to say, if racing is going to survive and thrive into the future, it's women who are going to save this sport. And I say that as someone who has been involved in the sport in a meaningful way for the past, 9-10 years here. Scotty's agreeing with me, so that's a good sign.
Sure.
We know it's not us.
No.
So
Women are smarter than us for sure.
No, 100%. And just the ability to put together an event like this, within a fairly short period of time, just requires planning and just dedication and commitment that goes beyond anything you could comprehend. Handicapping a card is difficult, and we know you could sometimes spend 12 to 24 hours handicapping a card, but to put together multiple conversations, events within a bigger event is a lot. So kudos to you for doing that along with the rest of the planning committee.
Yeah, I can't take a lot of credit. I do have to shout out Stephanie Harana. She was a vision and an excellent leader. I realized, though, that I did not answer the other half of your question earlier, which is that if you do want to get involved, you can go to womeninracingsummit.com, sign up for our mailing list. We are going to have a ton of announcements coming. So looking for opportunities to bring more people in and get more women involved would be absolutely amazing. So womeninracingsummit.com, right on the homepage, it says sign up for our mailing list. You can personally reach out to me, Shona at MyRacehorse.com. I'm happy to engage with anybody who wants to help us. And like I said, there's a lot of work to do. And I think that we learned today that a lot of women want to help support this. So it's going to be a bright future.
Awesome. And last question, we know you like Laneway here in the Eddie D. Who's your pick in the Awesome again?
I'm looking at my husband. Make me. Oh my God! It's obvious. Tripoli.
Tripoli.
Well, I
Tripoli.
Can you guess why?
Oh.
No, I mean, obviously, I'm a big Coronas racing fan now, and having spent a lot of time in the trenches with Stephanie. And also having gone and visited him, I should have sent you the picture of me in Tripoli yesterday. We took a selfie.
All right, it's got to be Tripoli.
Hanging out, so I felt some vibes. He was telling me something good.
I like it.
Yeah, so Tripoli all the way.
I like it. Shona Rotundo here with us on Breeders' Cup Live. The Awesome Again Stakes is coming up here in just a little bit. Did you guys flip for it? Who's going next?
A Rotundo double. I feel like we need a Rotundo double. Yeah.
All right.
Here we go.
We'll bring him in. We'll bring him in. Shona, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us.
Thank you,
Thanks
Shona.
so much. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
So that was Shona Rotundo right there. You're taking a look here at the one of the horse statues, and many people walking by here on a beautiful day at Santa Anita here as you watch Breeders' Cup Live. This is the food is here. Well, you definitely came in at the right time. They brought it in a box.
I'm Scotty.
This is on. Oh my God, this is. I don't know what we're gonna do with this. All right, do me a favor.
Do you have a drink for me?
Alcohol? He's got a drink down there. You could.
Yes.
Go ahead. You want that?
Yes.
Cranberry vodka?
I'll take
Honestly, it's fresh.
I'll take
anything.
Yeah,
I'm so
there you go.
thirsty.
This is Pete Rotundo, by the way. Who?
And don't. By the way, guys, real quick, I'm got to put in my bets because you have to have a minimum of 4 bets.
Oh yeah,
at
go ahead.
$250 a piece. So I got to get it in. All right.
Please don't get
All
shut
right,
out because you're doing the show.
1 second, 'cause I gotta reach you. Kind of point it toward me so they can hear what I'm saying here. So I'm pulling out.
Taking over now.
I'm
Welcome
pulling
to
out-
the retro show.
So, dude, get ready to eat. Here.
Ooh,
this is
that
the
looks
first
good.
thing.
I had the carb sandwich earlier, obviously.
This is a lot of stuff. When did this come?
I came while you were yapping away.
Okay, we got some tacos. Holy cow! Oh my God!
So what is this from the Noodle Fest?
This is from the Noodle Fest. So they got smorgasburg here. Okay, let me.
Smorgasborg?
Borg.
Isn't it smorgasbord?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, here's something else.
Better eat before the
All
big
right, we're
holiday
putting it
coming
out
up.
here. Cheese. Yeah, exactly. Yom Kippur's coming up. We better
pound some
get
food
this
here.
in now.
I've learned a lot about it recently.
Sure, if you want. Yeah, let's. So this is what we've got so far. Scotty, what do you like? Do you like a?
I like the 4-horse.
No, food wise. What do you want to eat?
Oh, I got horses on the brain.
How about this?
Oh, nice little
wow.
ziti.
Yeah, it all looks really good.
Yeah, if we need anybody to identify the different kinds of pasta,
What is that
we
over
got
there?
Pete here to help us out with.
What is that, Dan?
That
Right
looks
there.
like a taco.
Those are tacos. Jesus.
Maron, look at
thing.
this.
All right.
You guys haven't eaten in 3 days.
Oh, well. Don't you need to work out before you do
ABR
all
budget's tight here. With
There we
nobody
go.
gets fed. All right.
Jeez.
So, by the way, as you're looking at all the food coming out, and we're like, we're just we're wide-eyed here.
What do you guys eat?
No.
Oh, no,
Right now, we're you can actually.
No,
see-
no.
You're not hungry?
No, I ate.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right, so this is noodle. Oh, that's where we draw the line. Is on that dish. All right, no more. So these are some images from the Noodle Fest here. So they have like Borg here in LA every Sunday.
Right.
And now it's here at Santa Anita. It's part of a bunch of different things they have going on here. There's an Oktoberfest coming here next week. You should know about this stuff, right?
Yeah, I should. No, I was saying, literally, I sent a note to Nate, Newbie, and Andrew Arthur. I've never seen more events at any racetrack on any one weekend ever. And it's like opening weekend
So
of the
much
autumn
going on.
meet. It's crazy. There's so much going on here.
Chopsticks.
There's the Stagecoach takeover happening right now in the infield. Stagecoach, of course, the big music fest, with the Compton Cowboys. So as soon as we're done here, we're heading over there.
Tell us about the Compton Cowboys, because that's a cool thing as well.
Yeah, so Aiden Butler and Jody Vella Gregory got a relationship with these guys. They're basically, of course, they're based in Compton. Now they've started a Compton Junior Equestrian squad, where they're bringing young kids out to be with the horses. They brought them out. It was like the best sort of day of their lives, so to speak, as they said. And now it's growing and growing. They have a new place out in Malibu. It's it's growing leaps and bounds. So we have a multi-year partnership we're working with them on, and today is the first sort of kickoff.
And the idea is, by the way, for those who don't know, is that to give opportunities to those in areas where they have potentially less access to this sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, literally in Compton, California, there is barns and stables, and it's just a very cool setup. You have to see it.
Well, I'm going to take a bite here. Scotty's getting his picks in.
He's got more important.
I don't even know what this is. Pete,
So we
take
have
a bite of this.
what do we have coming up?
In terms of what?
Oh, we got the 7th race coming up in 3 minutes
Oh my
from
God,
now.
this is amazing. I don't know what this is. Dude, try this. I don't know what
That's good too.
That's spicy. I don't know what that
think.
is.
I love
Try
spice.
that. That's unbelievable.
Wow. Sorry, Bailey.
Yeah. Bailey, we'll leave some for you. We'll leave you a taco here. Yeah, you really did. You drew the short straw here.
Wow, this is awesome.
Oh my God, what is that?
This is like a curry noodle thing.
Oh God. Try some of that.
Tremendous. All right.
So
I'm
that's
good.
delicious. You want to give us a pick here in the Eddie D?
Laneway. I know it's the house horse for me at this point, right? But
No, come on, you can't give us Laneway.
broke the track record here last year. I know 6 furlongs. I'm not saying that they haven't run it that many times, right?
Mm-hmm.
Horse likes to go a little longer. Been running 5 furlongs. His last 2 terrible trips. 3rd race off the freshening. There's speed to set it up. Oh, I don't. What?
You got to give us something. You can't give us you can't give us.
I
a
just
West
gave you
horse
4 reasons why.
here. Yeah, no. Give me one reason on any other horse. You got Air Force Red, who loves like the downhill turf course. You got Gregorian Chance, who's gonna get a great setup. You got I don't know, Dubai Key, who's got some speed. Give me anything.
I'm just telling you what's going to happen. They're all going to go. Mikey's going to sit in the back. He's going to make 1 run. I mean, what do you want me to tell you?
That's it.
At 3-1, no less.
I mean,
And
3
what's
to
wrong
1?
with 3-1? And he's drifting.
All right,
my racehorse money comes early, not late.
All right, we'll take 3 to 1. This guy right here. First of all, he gave us a ticket, a pick 6 ticket, still live.
Ooh,
with
nice.
A nice price.
Ooh.
The last leg. Scotty, how we betting this race? By the way, how's the noodles?
I haven't had the noodles yet, but this pasta's fantastic.
Okay,
It really
good.
is,
Yeah.
right?
Good. You get your bet in here for the contest?
So I'm looking right now at. So here's the thing. I don't have any good reason for this. This is exactly how this went down,
Try this
and
one.
I might get hated on this right now, but I liked Laneway. But what happened was, this morning I said to my girlfriend Anna, I'm like, give me some numbers, right? Because I was struggling with this race.
Okay.
And she gave me some numbers, and I played against the 2 numbers she gave me. One of them was the 1. So I took it out. So
what's happening here?
So that was it. Laneway, I thought, had a really big chance to come from behind. So, but I will say this. I think Gregorian Chance the horse to beat.
I do too.
Yeah.
I'm on Gregorian Chance. I'm sorry. And that's probably good for Laneway, to be honest.
9 to 5. You guys are stepping out on a limb. Is this what goes on over here? It's been a while. No, I'm with you. Listen, it's going to be a tough race. I mean, obviously, but this and 6.5. I don't like to be on the inside, but I mean, Mikey, Hall of Fame. Let's just make one run.
He's in fuego right now.
I know.
As a long shot.
I thought he was done. I literally thought Mike Smith was done. I have no idea. He's resurrected himself at his age. He's got to be 55, right?
Yeah, almost, or he is
at
50,
least.
right around 55. Yeah, I mean, but he works out. His workout routine is insane.
Amazing, huh?
Yeah, I think he just keeps himself so sharp. And I think, as you know, the older guys, they're smarter, right? At the end of the day. So.
Which jockey was the most fit? You ever Lafitte Pincotte?
Lafitte was super fit.
800 calories a day, so disciplined,
Really?
chiseled.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just had 800 calories in this one noodle bite here.
For sure, that bite.
This lobster thing, I mean, I don't even. Did you try this?
I just ate though.
Just eat. Keep eating. Keep eating. Come on, you're Italian. Keep eating. Come on, eat. We got this race here coming up to Eddie D. By the way, I just want to mention one long shot here.
Okay.
Of course, might not do anything. 20 to 1 closer in a field with what I think is a decent amount of speed here. Won both races at Santa Anita. Now this is different. First time downhill, but the 7 horse. What makes Sammy run? I thought the finish in the Green Flash was a little better. If you watch the replay, a little better than it looked on paper. So 21 to 1. I'm throwing that horse in. I agree with you. I think other than that horse though, it's 1 and 4. So I'm 7-1-4 here. If you're playing this one,
wrong with that. That would be a nice try.
Yep. And if you guys, so we got somebody here watching who likes Tango. Remember. Drop your comments in. Awesome again. The big race coming up. When you're in.
Jack won yesterday with a 20 to 1 shot, right? Kyle Frey. Oh, no, Simon Callahan today. First race, right? Was that yesterday? These days are blending by.
It's all a blur. I don't even think I saw today's first race. I couldn't even.
No, it was
yesterday?
today. It was the first race today with Kyle Frey. 21.
21 to 1.
Right,
That's
exactly.
right. That's
when
right.
I see Jack, I see Simon. I know they're good friends. So like sometimes it all blends together, especially as you get old.
You want a taco?
No, I'm good. Want taco?
Scotty taco?
No, I'm good.
All right.
How you doing in the
we'll
tournament?
Keep this for Bailey.
I have no idea. I haven't looked at the leaderboard. Let's look. We'll take a look now.
Let's take a peek.
Bailey, we got tacos for you. You can have a taco? All right. I'll have one with you.
Oh, Bailey's all over the tacos. Loves the tacos. She lives in Lexington. She needs tacos. She ain't going to get it over there.
While Scotty's looking up the standings, what's going on with first racing? Anything?
John Smith sounds like a phony name in front.
I know. John Smith. I'm in 9th place right now. Actually, there's some 9th place right now. There's John Smith is in $10,000 and change. Michael Capozio's got 8,500. I'm right there. I'm right. I got him right where I want him.
Plenty of time though.
Scotty, remind us what's at stake here if you win this thing.
So you got NHC. You can choose. You BC of course. You get of course
cash.
Prize money, a lot of cash.
How much do you win if you win this thing?
You know, I want to say the winner in this gets like maybe $15,000-$20,000.
Yeah, at least. I saw like 33 something, but it depends on how many people end up playing.
Right.
And it's a 2-day, right?
Yeah,
so we got
2-day.
Plenty of time.
Plenty of time. Oh yeah. No, it's a good position to be in right now. All right, they're actually going into the gate right now.
Sure, yeah. Let's watch the race.
All right, we're gonna shut up for a minute. We're gonna eat more noodles. You guys enjoy the Eddie D stakes.
If the 4 can't win, we're rooting for you.
So 4.
We got to root for the 1. I have a baby.
Kids gotta eat. Come on now.
Rosie's got to eat. Look, this is what I'm at. I got coloring books now.
All right, we're gonna shut up.
It was an even start. Goliad, Air Force Red along the inside has speed. Dubai Key on the far outside is up close in the early stages, and so is Barristan the Bold. Just behind them, Air Force Red is now in 4th, racing 2 in front of Tango. Then What Makes Sammy Run, Laneway is next, Coulthard second to last, and stretch running Gregorian Chant is at the back of the field. Down the hill, chasing Goliad. And Goliad comes to the quarter pole with a 1.5 length lead. Barristan the Bold is in second. They're followed at the rail by What Makes Sammy Run. Air Force Red is trying to make some progress, while widest of all, as the field turns for home. Goliad just in front. What Makes Sammy Run, 1 from the rail. Laneway is coming through. Air Force Red on the far outside. Gregorian Chant has 4.5 to make up in the final 1/8 of a mile. What makes Sammy run? Gregorian Chant is starting to close stylishly. Laneway running a big race on the inside, but what makes Sammy run's going to get it? What makes Sammy run? And Joe Bravo to win the Eddie D.
Yes, of course. I didn't put any money down. I didn't bet any money. I didn't bet any money.
714.
That was it. 714.
That's one of the horses we used.
7-1. We got it on the ticket. We got it on the pick six.
That's one of the horses we used.
All right, clip that. Send it to my dad who says I've never picked a winner. I just gave you a 20-1 shot.
Hey, you gave out the try.
And we've got the try here. That is not bad. Look at that.
Oh
the
my
three of us, three
God.
brains. Should we
Joey
do this for
B.
the Awesome Again? I mean, it's not going to be as exciting a try, but should we do it real quick for the Awesome Again?
What?
Who's the
Who do I
Awesome
like?
Again? What's the try?
Like
We've already moved on. What's the next race?
That's 20. You got to be sick though. If you
Oh,
don't
look
bet
at
the
this.
horse.
This guy said bragging rights. Well, he knows what's up, Bill.
Unbelievable.
Hopefully you guys hit that, right? You guys
Oh my
hit
God.
that?
You had to hit it if you're just listening.
Yeah. Okay. So this guy hit it.
Right.
Joe freaking Bravo. This guy said-
Unbelievable. Joey B.
Yeah. All right. Not bad. What did the horse go? 20-1 exactly?
Yeah.
What was it?
19, 18 to 1.
Beautiful. All right.
Oh my.
It's the noodles. The noodles.
But
We powered up.
We gave out the try.
We did.
What a 20 to 1 shot on top.
All right. Awesome Again. What do we think? All right.
By the way, too, the reason I put the 7 in there,
Yeah.
the 7 horse in the last 3 races. I'm not sure why you liked it, Dan, but that horse had issues in all 3 of those
That's
last
what
races.
I said. The horse, because I didn't go through all of it. That race I watched, the last race, the Green Flash, looked much better than what you saw on paper. You see 5th place, whatever. You're like, this horse has no shot. The same horse is returning in this race.
Right.
You watch the replays. The horses had excuses in prior races, and you knew he was going to get a setup, and he did.
Yeah, ran huge. The
Laneway,
one ran big,
that
too.
was a tough loss. I mean, Laneway ran a
Can
big
you
race
still
as
feed
well.
the kids with
No, not for place money.
The place, no.
No, she's gonna have to skip a meal.
Jeez.
Anyway, bottom line, Awesome Again. Listen, I loved my cold flight line express train exact.
Okay.
That didn't happen in the Pacific Classic. I think express train was actually too close. If you rewatch that race, I thought he'd come and like get them at the end. You know, like they'd be chasing. So if I picked him against in that race to run second, he could beat these. So I'm going with Victor and Sheriff's express train.
I like that play a lot. We'll talk a little bit more about it. Before we let you go, just tell us what's new and good with first race. And we got the Pegasus World Cup coming up in January.
Yeah, January 28th. We have that confirmed. The date. We're going to be announcing soon a sort of a series of races that we're going to put on national television.
You can break news.
Yeah, I would. Believe me, I would, but I can't exactly. But bottom line is, it's all good. My boss, Aiden Butler, just got a promotion this week. He's now the CEO of First Racing and Gaming.
Nice, congrats, Aiden.
Yeah, he's doing great. So everything's smooth. There's
so many things happening.
One
One of the biggest personalities in all of horse racing is Aiden.
Yeah, and authentic.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. There's no bullshit there whatsoever.
Yeah.
So he's one of the best guys you'll ever want to meet and you want to work for.
Yeah. When you say one of the biggest personalities, I thought you were just talking about Pete. Period.
Oh,
because
not
of
me.
course,
I'm subtle. I got my dad and Lee. They're the personality.
I will say your wife is soaring past you though at this point.
Well, that's my job. I think now for the remainder of my career is just to be the behind the scenes promoter.
Just get out of the way.
Believe me.
Get out of the way.
I know.
She's incredible.
She's the best.
It's got to make you feel good to see.
Well, it's just because then it's like we're in it together, right?
Yeah,
it's like we talk the same language, and she's, way smarter than I am. Like it's fantastic. It really is. But anyway, it's great to be. I'm glad you guys are here.
Oh, it's been great.
And you got to stay hot, all right?
It's been nice so far. We'll see. I'm just happy for the people that are following along right now because if they played that pick six, I'm just curious, Dan. How many people actually played that pick six?
We had the single in the first leg. We had the 6-1 in the second leg. We had 19-1 here.
Leg. Now we have a single coming up.
Now we have a single. If you played this ticket, I mean, you might be one of like a handful of tickets that wins this. You're going to win a decent chunk of money here.
There's not a lot lot alive.
Can't be many tickets left.
No way. You beat the last race was 6-1 in a wide open race, right? Then 20-1.
Yep,
100%.
All right.
Yeah,
all right,
I think the 7 horse probably would have been the last horse you would have played in that race, in that last race.
Yeah, for sure. That would be it. All right, we're gonna let Bailey in.
All right, brother.
Pete,
be good. Good
brother.
seeing you.
Nice to meet you too.
You taking the cranberry vodka? Take it. Unless Bailey wants. Do you want his half drink cranberry vodka? She's like, no.
Give us some pasta.
Oh, she's coming in some of these noodles. We saved the tacos for her. Come on, Bailey.
Nice to meet you, Bailey.
Hi, nice to meet you too. I've heard so much about you the past couple days.
Wow.
Yeah, with this tool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that I now just started using. So yes,
all right.
I'm gonna have to email you for like a
Please.
demo and
You
everything.
got it. Done.
Yeah.
Glad to.
Oh yeah.
Glad to show up anywhere and help out.
Oh, absolutely. Of
So,
course.
so now I have another question. Is it Bailey Armor Burns, or Bailey Burns?
Well, listen, here's the thing, okay?
Which one?
So I got married about a year and a half ago.
Uh-huh.
I added Burns, my husband's last name, to my like social media accounts, but I didn't really change my name because if you think about it, Armor is a way cooler last name
It's a
than Burns
much
is.
cooler name.
And honey, if you're watching right now, I'm so sorry. I love you and I'll see you tomorrow, but I'm not changing my name.
There-
So
boom. I
either
like
one,
that.
I'll answer to both.
Let's go. All right.
form.
First off, I'm gonna do a little talking. I'm gonna give you a chance to eat one of these tacos
Okay,
because we
I've gotta
talked
try
about
'em.
it. Yeah, just go ahead, stuff your face. And they're gonna stay tight on you. They're gonna keep the tight shot on. No, I'm not. They're not gonna get that shot. So Bailey, I'll do a little preview setup for you. So you're with First Bet, right? And we've talked about first racing. How was it? Nod, yes, good. Okay. What is that though? Is that chicken or what is that? Seafood? What is that?
I think it's chicken. I hope
Nice.
so.
It might be pork.
If it's pork, I'm in trouble. So I can't do it. You're gonna have to eat that and tell me if it's pork or not. Can you tell the difference between pork and chicken? You could? Okay, cool. I don't eat pork. Do you eat pork?
Absolutely.
All right, so take a bite of this. Let me know what this. Just
Scotty's
jump
gonna be
in.
our guinea pig.
Yeah. Well, did you try it?
Well, not the meat question mark.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Do it.
Let's try
Get
it.
in there.
There's like zero filter. By the way, we are going to still keep handicapping races and give you picks here in a moment. So there you go. He just dropped half the taco on Bailey's leg.
That's fine.
We're all
It's
getting
fine.
to know each other here. That's what this is all about.
Up close and personal,
What do you think?
right?
Pork, chicken, what?
What's the consensus?
Amazing.
Amazing.
But is it pork or
regardless.
chicken?
No idea.
No, we knew you didn't know. We knew you didn't know.
No clue.
This thing is great. I know it's been sitting for a minute, but if you want to try this, just go
Okay.
for it.
It looks
I
good.
think there might
It's
be an extra
green.
set of chopsticks here. Here.
Oh, you're gonna make me use chopsticks on live
Go ahead.
TV?
Here, I'll hold this for you too. So, all right, Bailey.
Have you guys seen that potato chip challenge going on?
No, what
have
is?
you seen it at all?
It's just eating a lot of potato chips, or what is it?
No, they have one chip, the hot chip.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen that?
No.
Oh my God. Check it out.
There you go. Just keep lip.
You're talking about me.
Yeah, we got to get tight.
No, you gotta check out that
potato.
potato chip challenge.
How was it? It's amazing, right?
Really, really good.
It's amazing. All right, we'll stop torturing you with the food now.
That's
We just wanted to make sure you had enough nutrition. So what's this potato chip thing? It's what? It's just a chip that's hot to eat?
really, really hot. It's like a ghost chip of some sort, but it's
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And they're showing this a lot on TikTok, and so you'll see these people doing this stuff, and it's crazy.
Have you done it?
Hell no, I would never do. These people are losing their minds, and the only thing you can drink, and it doesn't help that much, is milk.
Well, I hate milk, so I can't do it.
No,
Mm.
no, you'd be in big trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I think you would do? You would end up loving milk if you ate one of those chips.
I probably would.
Because you would.
To
I
be
think you would
quite
drink
honest
the
with
milk.
you, I think it would be life changing.
Yeah.
Maybe good, maybe bad. I don't know. We'll have to get the chip. Can you get that on Amazon? I mean, where
We'll
do you
try.
find it?
Like we're running out of time.
We
only
should have
got-
had one of these chips here for the chip challenge,
No,
Dan.
I
We weren't
know.
thinking this
I'm
out.
trying. Like this.
Bailey would have been the perfect guinea for this.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah. Torture me. It's fine.
Throw more food at her, whatever it is.
There you go.
Bailey,
Yes.
first bet.
First
Tell
bet.
us what's new and what's good.
What's new and what's good? Well, we're doing a lot of new, really fun things. We've got our Fast 100 promotion going on right now. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about it. You can get an extra $100 in your first 30 days if you bet 500 with the code FAST100. So sign up.
Okay.
I think we've got some sweepstakes coming up here on the horizon to get ready for the Breeders' Cup. A lot of great tournaments. One going on this weekend that's been really fantastic so far. So it's a great team. I've been with them for about 6 months now, and I can't say enough good things.
Awesome. Don't mind me coming back for these noodles.
Yeah, no.
I thought you would eat all of it.
Get
at
in
once
there.
Because I'm like, this is so good.
I mean, I don't think that's what the show's about, but
No,
if you
it's
want to
not.
pivot,
It's
we can
not.
do that.
No, the show is about like now that you're with First Bet and
Yeah.
you've been with First Bet for a while.
Yes.
We need you to give us a pick in the Awesome Again Stakes coming up.
Okay, I tell you what, I was up late last night doing my handicapping. I've looked at the numbers. I got on the EquinEdge thing, and I really, really, really like Royal Ship. I like him a lot. I think he has the guts to battle it out with Country Grammar. He's proven in his previous starts that he can and is capable of finishing on top over Country Grammar. And, you know, I think Grammar is in good form. I think they're both in really good form. But if you look at his last work video, the way that he galloped out after the end of that bullet work was so, so impressive to me. I mean, if I need another racehorse, I
Look at
just
you. What am I
have
doing
him
on
come to
this
my
set?
house.
Exactly, that's it. And you referenced using it. By the way, you told me you just started using EquinEdge.
I did. I just started. My friend Tyler put me on to it. Tyler Fausto,
okay.
of course, have to name drop.
Yep.
Good friend, great tool. So I'm really looking
Thank
forward
you,
to getting
Bailey.
to use it more.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. Yeah, you know, we have a coaching class.
Okay.
So if you go to EquinEdge.com, it's a free coaching class, and it's only 15 people, but it's really intimate, and it's a great way to learn.
Okay. Awesome.
Yep.
Well, look out for my
Check it
email
out.
next week.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Good.
Great.
God, this noodle won't end. It won't end. Where did it end?
That's why chopsticks was a mistake.
Oh my God, this is, guys, we got you waiting for me. You gotta try this.
By the way, you're spot on.
Bro, try this.
Of course I
Royal
am.
Ship.
Are you kidding me?
No, you are.
Why?
That horse
Oh,
can
you're
run
not
better
doing this.
throughout
Yeah,
the
yeah.
last race.
Yes.
Obviously, that was
right, when
an
you come on,
absolute
you gotta try
monster who won that race.
Yeah.
You know,
My
so
God,
yeah,
so
no,
good.
for sure. I think Royal Ship's the second horse behind Country Grammar. That's my opinion. But
All right.
Yeah.
I'll agree to
Maybe an
disagree.
exacta box?
I can't back now, but I would exact a box of two of them. Absolutely.
Okay.
And then throw Express Train in for the try.
I like Express
I can see
Train.
that.
I like Express Train a lot.
Yeah.
And we just gave out the try, which I didn't even see
The
what it
last
paid.
race, right?
It had to have paid pretty good because we had a 20-1 on top.
Did they tell
so-
you on the thing? the
Yeah,
chat
but I
thing?
missed it. Yeah, I missed it. If any of you guys saw what the try paid, no. If
Let
you
us
see
know.
it, let us know.
Which race?
Just that
Last
last race.
one.
The
that we
last
had.
race?
Yeah.
I'll look it up and tell you right now.
And then we're alive
All
in
right.
the pick six. All right, before we let you go,
Okay.
you were here primarily for the Women's Summit.
That's correct.
I want your take on how everything was the past few days.
Oh my gosh. This is my first trip out to Santa Anita, my first big, real event with First. And it genuinely could not have gone better.
Nice.
The planning committee, Jody, Shannon, everybody else, Jordan has done an incredible job. The speakers were fantastic. The panel was fantastic. Shauna, that you guys saw earlier, did an incredible job. Just the chance to get to meet so many impactful women that are doing so many great things for the sport. I mean, I really couldn't have asked for better. I'm so glad that I came out here, and the weather's been phenomenal.
Amazing.
A lot warmer than Kentucky right now, that's for sure.
Bailey,
Tough.
I do have a question for you.
I got an answer for you.
Okay, cool. Part of the goal, I would imagine, is to build some of the overseas people betting overseas here,
Yes.
right? How do you do that? Like, how do you get people overseas to bet here, and vice versa? How do you get people in the United States to bet like Australia and things like that?
Well, I tell you what, it's really interesting that you asked that. Part of my work with First, I work with Simon Fraser's team on the global wagering systems side. So we do some American licensing for the international market as more of a fixed odds kind of thing, the way that they
Right,
do it in other
right.
countries. So we're getting ready to launch a big content distribution plan for the international
Right.
bettors over there. So I think it's all about, the more content that they have access to, the more they're going to want to wager. I
Right.
mean, I'm not going to want to bet on a track that I don't know anything about, especially if it's in another country. So the more that we can get
Sure.
out there to the bettors, the more they're going to want to bet. And in turn, that helps everybody else.
I have
So-
a strong opinion on this subject. That's
Sure,
why I asked
tell
it.
me.
Okay, so when I was working on TVG, they would want us to push, of course, Australian racing,
Right.
which on the quarters show we would do that. The problem is the handicapping materials.
Yeah.
There's so many different. There's 360 tracks in Australia,
Yes.
and it's really difficult to know who to play because they switch tracks all the time, even more than we do here.
Sure.
We need something like EquinEdge. Now we're going to have Australian racing next year with the same user interface. So you imagine if you're an EquinEdge customer and you are handicapping Australia, you're doing it the same as you would handicap Santa Anita. And I think that's a big factor in getting people here to handicap overseas.
Yeah,
Come
that's
over
got to
that
be, I
hurdle.
mean, that's going to
Yeah.
come in clutch when it comes
Yeah.
to EquinEdge next year. I'm going to be an Australian pro by the time the year ends.
But as a matter of fact, I was in Australia for a month. What was amazing was all the young people that were there.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was like the old days here
But you
where
go-
the Friday nights at Hollywood Park. Do you remember
Go
that?
anywhere. I mean, like the nighttime racing in Hong Kong, or I mean,
Right.
other jurisdictions, even in Europe. I mean, everywhere in Europe, there's a lot of younger people. And look, we do get, like, you go to Saratoga, you go to Keelan, there are a lot of younger people. So
Up my
I think
home
it's very regional. It depends on stuff like this. If you could bring a noodle fest, like you tell me this is here next week, I'm back next week. You
Sure.
tell me like this is awesome. Come out, whether you're your boyfriend or girlfriend, bring them out. Like, this is a great day. I mean, you can't beat this backdrop. Chance to win money, and you get delicious food, but it's got to be the full experience. Nobody wants to go show up and pay $12 for a soda and like a crappy hot dog, right?
Absolutely.
Give us like a full experience.
For sure.
We're gonna go. Especially, I mean, I've got brothers who are in their early 20s. They come out here, bet a few races, but that's not enough to hold their attention. You need more. You need,
But
need the
that's
tacos.
my. But that's
need
my.
more tacos.
You need
No,
more
no,
tacos.
guys, that's gonna get them here. This is for me. I'm very passionate about this subject because you can get them here, but they'll just come for the experience. they aren't playing on their own. They're not handicapping
Right.
on their own. And so we have to give them a tool.
Arm them with something.
I know that, coming from me, but I'm dead serious about it. They need to be able to have a tool that they can do on their own.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk about another tool in a couple of minutes here with another guy who's got an absolutely spectacular product. We're gonna let you go.
Okay.
We got to bring Shannon in for a couple of minutes. Shannon, we told you
She's
we got
ready.
A couple of minutes. Ron, you got a few minutes to wait. We're gonna bring Shannon in. All right.
Okay.
We're gonna watch the actual awesome again with you, Ryan. So you got the
prime time
the
spot.
prime time slot.
You're in the hot seat. All right.
And you're swapping out with Shannon, who's also been
Amazing.
doing amazing things.
Well,
here
you
all
guys,
week.
it's been great. Thank you so much for having me on. Somebody eat these
You wanna
tacos.
take to go,
I
or-
cannot take these
Okay.
tacos to go. I genuinely cannot, but I will
Shannon's
take
like,
my
stop
form.
forcing food on
I
people.
appreciate
Leave
that,
them
Bailey.
alone.
Now there's
Love
tacos on my form.
like,
You get them. You keep them. All right. Bye, guys. Thank
Thank you,
Thank you,
Bailey.
Bailey.
Awesome to see you. All right.
Thank you, Bailey. Nice
See you in Kentucky, all
All
right?
right. I'll see you at the cup.
All right. Shannon, come on. Come on in.
I'm ready. I'm tapping in. But I'm
Yeah.
a horrible handicapper,
Yeah.
so I don't know what
That's okay.
Don't worry, Shannon. I was like, Shannon, have some noodles with us. She's like, no. She's like, you forget, I will die if I eat noodles. So, Shannon Kelly here from the Jockey Club Safety Net Foundation. No rest for the weary. In the summer at Saratoga, you were running around doing events left and right, networking, raising money for the safety net. Next thing I know, turn around, you're here in California. Not only you're raising money, you're working with what's called the chaplaincy here, and you're putting on an incredible event. We've got some video, so start telling us about it, and we're going to show some video of the event here.
Yeah, so yesterday we had our Fashionable Phillies luncheon. So the Fashionable Phillies started in Saratoga like decades ago. And in 2019, we had decided to move the date to sales week. So it's the Monday of the select sales in Saratoga. So we got a lot of people from out of state that would normally not come who are not in Saratoga the whole season. So Stephanie Hronis came, Jody Vella Gregory came, and they saw this and they said, how come we don't have this event on the West Coast? So in March 2020, we brought it to the West Coast. It was literally the week before the world shut down. So we had this unbelievable party of 150 ladies. Last year, we did it during Breeders' Cup at Del Mar. We said, well, they're doing the Women's Summit, so let's do it at the tail end of the Women's Summit. But it's a really important fundraiser for us. So the Jockey Club Safety Net Foundation is nationwide. We're helping people on the backstretch. We're helping people that work in the racing office, trainers, jockeys, exercise riders, breeding farms. So it's really important that we have brand awareness everywhere, just so that people who need the help can hear about us, and the people who want to donate to our efforts can also hear about us.
How can they donate?
tjcfoundation.org/donate. There you go.
Scotty, like, aftercare. People talk about taking care of the horses. That's become like a big theme, right? That's reached critical mass where like we want people to know that outside of racing, like these horses, if they don't run well or whatever, there's not all these like fantasy, like negative scenarios you hear about, like they are cared for. But the one thing that you're doing in particular is like the people, right? Like focusing on the people. First of all, I'll just ask you straight up, did you know about the safety net and then the
No,
work
I
that you
didn't
take
know.
care of?
I didn't know about it. I looked at it last night
Yeah.
and I was reading up on it. And I think it's really important because you're helping people on the backside that are getting no love whatsoever. They really are unfortunately forgotten about. And you're helping them mentally and physically. So it's a really big deal to give these people some love and attention. So I hope we do a lot more for them. They do not make much money. They travel all over the darn world for that matter, making pennies and living in very low means.
Yeah. No, that's exactly it. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. I think, these people are dedicating many, many hours to helping people and helping horses, and yet they're pretty much forgotten. And I think it's important that we give them the attention they deserve, because this whole show that we're watching, the whole game that we're betting on, does not exist if the people aren't taking care of the horses.
No.
Look at COVID. Like, there's no work from home for grooms.
No.
They had to be there. You can't just leave the horses in the stall and say, good luck. We'll see you in 2 years. It just doesn't work that way. And I think it's important to, give them some love and the resources that, are necessary. We can't plan for these emergencies. Things pop up. Safety Net is there to help. So.
Now you have an event on the 30th. We're here at Santa Anita, correct?
Yeah, we had it. Yep, it was yesterday. It was amazing.
That's right.
Today's
Okay.
the first, but it was
How'd
amazing.
that go?
Great. 110 people were there. Raised a lot of great money. Really great awareness. I think it's important for us to just have a presence out here. Obviously, Jockey Club and Safety Net is based on the East Coast, but we're national, so we need to make sure that people out here know that we help them. So I do a lot with the chaplaincy here and assist them however I can. So.
Yeah. I have the fortune of working with Shannon in the city during most times. So I guess it's soon enough. You're coming back home soon. You don't want
No,
to?
I am. No, I'm coming.
You don't want
I mean,
to?
listen, if they let me stay out here forever, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So, no, I love it out here, and I think it's important to see it firsthand
yeah.
because it's hard to do my job and not have an idea of the life that they're living when they ask me for help. So it's good for me to actually see it.
Yeah.
Well, we're looking at EquinEdge for a partner actually to start really helping in the industry, and we weren't sure. We're looking around at this. I didn't know about this organization until last night, so maybe we should talk after.
Yeah, no, I think too, because there's what's unique about Safety Net is that we have a lot of charities within the industry that help certain groups. So you have the PDJF, that's for
Right.
permanently disabled jockeys. The chaplaincies are more specific, they're regional. So they're specific to an area and they're specific to the backstretch. You have farm charities like the Bluegrass Farms charities in Kentucky
Right.
that help farm workers, but we can help all of the above and everywhere.
That's right.
So we're more, all encompassing, which is a good thing.
Well, so we're gonna really see if you can do it all. I know you said you're not prepped at all. Who's gonna win the Awesome Again Stakes?
Country Grammar.
There we go. Okay, Country Grammar.
I mean,
She's on record.
I have to really be honest that I'm biased and I'm friends with the guys at Commonwealth.
Okay.
So that is maybe a bias. This is how I handicap. I can't read a form. I can't do anything.
Potential client for you.
Okay. Yeah. I'm a $2 across the board type of better. And I pick jockeys I like and people I mean, I think that's on brand. I'm
Yeah.
a human charity executive director,
right.
so I go on the people. So if I like the owners and I like the trainers and I like the jocks,
There you go.
that's where my
All
money's
the
going.
boxes are
So I
checked.
think it's Country Grammar. Let's go.
Let's go. There's a lot of people out there in the chat that are agreeing with you and hoping that Country Grammar wins.
Let's do it.
Before we let you go, one last time, where could you help out the safety
Yeah,
net?
so you can go to tjcfoundation.org. You can learn about what we do, people that we've helped, and donate right there.
All right,
And
Shannon.
watch the great video that the ABR team did for us during
these
COVID. It is an
guys.
unbelievable commercial that's on our homepage.
All
So
right.
please go to
Let's shout 'em out.
tjcfoundation.org.
Greg Charcuti and JD Mitchell and
Best
Alex
video
Rose.
ever.
Let's go.
Guys, have a great
Thank
day.
you,
Hope you win
Shannon.
lots of money.
Thanks for
Nice to meet
waiting.
you, Shannon.
Appreciate you waiting for us. All right. All right, Ryan, you're in. Scotty, as Ryan takes his seat, tell us what you need for this contest. Like are you gonna at this point, are we close enough where you could share what you're looking for?
So Country Grammar, of course, I've got to play it, right? We've got 3 minutes, my man Ryan. Last time we played golf, Ryan kicked my butt, but
Is that right?
yeah, he did.
I prayed harder.
Are you do you have any appetite, Ryan?
Maybe off camera. I don't like to eat on
this
camera.
Stuff is amazing, dude. You gotta
I will
just try
once
it.
because
Here, I didn't use this.
That's can I do it?
Bailey
Off-
used that
off,
one.
Off camera. I'll
Not a
eat
big
it.
camera eater.
Nah, I don't really need to spill food all over myself and have everyone watch.
All right,
Ryan, who am I? Who can I put Country Grammar with an exacta? So, I'm obviously. Are you playing in this tournament today?
I am. I'm an offer so far. I've
Oh, you
whiffed,
are.
yeah.
Okay,
Sorry,
so
get this off your
Oh, you're good.
program.
so I need some help. I need the 4 to win because it's a single in all of our pick sixes. And
I heard you're live. That's amazing.
Yeah, live
Nice
in the
work.
pick six, but we need the exacta. Royal Ship could run a good race. It's the EquinEdge second pick. Defunded might run a good race. This horse has some speed. Do you have a strong opinion?
I didn't like Royal Ship a whole lot, mainly because of that track that he won on was so outside biased.
It was.
I thought it was the biggest outside bias of the meet. And those horses just came circling. They just all came over the top that race. And then the Flightline race, I think people need to be concerned. I tweeted about this the other day. He's broken a lot of hearts. Like horses have gone off form from him. And so that's a potential knock for me.
Interesting. A little horse psychology there.
They're pack animals.
Yeah.
And you've seen it. In fact, one of the horses that he beat up on showed up at New York and didn't run well again.
Right.
So that's a potential knock for me. I do think Defunded is interesting. I've seen this a lot of times with Baffert, where he's got a couple runners, and they literally just control the pace. Right. So one makes the lead. I expect Defunded to make a right-hand turn slightly.
Yeah.
And kind of discourage the outside horse, and I think they're going to control the race.
And there are what, four Baffert horses in here? Is that right?
I
Am
believe
reading
so.
that correctly?
I believe so. Yeah. So I think
There could be some tactics here.
I think there will be. I think Defunded might work out a trip. Now he's also coming out of a race where it was interesting is he had blinkers off in that race.
Yeah.
Didn't run well. They leave the blinkers off again. To
Right.
me, that's a strong positive,
that is
especially
a positive.
coming from that barn. They're not stupid, right?
Oh.
So they know what they're doing. I think they've got him fixed, and I think he runs a good one. So,
Ryan, before we continue handicapping, so we only got a couple minutes left. We didn't give you a proper introduction. Obviously, you're the creator and founder of Trip Notes Pros. Tell people who are watching what that is. And you've already alluded to some trips and how the tracks were playing, so you've kind of touched on it already. Tell us what you guys do.
we watch a lot of replays, so this would be a great marriage, right? So you got the best science in the game, and I believe the best subjective work. So we watch a ton of replays. It takes somebody as dumb as me to sit in the replay booth for 15 hours a day and watch replays all day. But I believe subjective information does not show up on the tote board.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of other stuff can be baked in. So that's what we're doing. We're just we're doing the heavy lifting so people don't have to do it. And actually, we partnered with the Breeders' Cup. So compliments of the Breeders' Cup, all of our product will be free on Friday and Saturday.
Dude, that's awesome.
Right. So that's
amazing.
So where do people go for that to get it?
It's not out yet. I suppose this is the tease, right? Nobody really knows, but we're going to download both the form, which will be in PDF file, and then you'll also be able to get it through the Breeders' Cup app, as well as our own site, which is tripnotepros.com.
That's awesome. Okay, so Scotty's still putting in his ticket here for the Awesome Again Stakes. I think we have enough time. I want to show that, was it the San Diego Handicapper? You said you didn't like that race because you thought it was very outside bias, the track that day, right?
That was,
is that the Royal
is that
Ship
the name
race?
of it? Yes. Yep.
So let's take a look at that race. Let's take a look back at the San Diego Handicap to see what Ryan was talking about.
And actually defunded in this race also. He gets beat up dueling, and he's kind of down inside. It was a complete toss race for me. I actually did like defunded last time. He laid an egg, but it was sprinting. So, who knows? Maybe he can right the ship going on.
We're going to take a look back.
Country Grammar is in there. Stiletto Boy. Ponelli is starting to run on behind that. Tripoli, they come for home, and Royal Ship looking for the big upset here. Royal Ship draws clear under a hand ride from Mike Smith. It's Country Grammar in second, but it's Royal Ship just owning the San Diego. Royal Ship makes it look easy. Second was Country Grammar. It'll get close then for third.
So I cannot stop eating this. I mean, I'm just going to push this away from me for now. That's also really good. Again, shout out to Smorgasburg, the Noodle Fest here at Santa Anita. If you come back next weekend, they got Oktoberfest. No, Oktoberfest is the 15th, actually. It's 2 weekends from now. Losing track of time. And they've also got like a Pink's hot dogs, like a Pink Fest, which actually supports cancer fundraising and cancer research for Pink's hot dogs. So that's coming up in the next few weekends. Go to santanita.com. Check out all the events coming up here. Right now, though, we have the Win and You're In, Awesome Again Stakes. Scotty.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think Country Grammar is gonna dominate in here. I really do. This horse really wasn't that fit in the Pacific Classic, and this horse was close to the pace that was going fast. And I just feel like this horse is going to come back and the horse is very tactical.
Mm-hmm.
I think this horse is going to run a huge race. I think it's going to win.
Okay, your last word.
I got nothing bad to say about him other than the price. So he's absolutely eligible to win, but I am standing behind Defunded again. He's worth one last chance for me.
Okay, so we got Scotty with Country Grammar, Defunded here from Ryan. And if you're going to round out that try, I would go with Express Train. I mean, the horse has done nothing wrong over this track, loves this track, and certainly with the right setup, should be right there. So those are our top three. If you boxed our top three the last race, you hit a nice try. Maybe you box them now. You got a couple of seconds here before they go. Good luck. Here's the Awesome Again Stakes.
And they're off in the Awesome Again. Tripoli is very quick. Defunded sent hard for the early lead and takes it. Express Train, slow down Andy on the far outside. Azul Coast is down on the inside of Royal Ship. Country Grammar and High Connection just inside of him. Country Grammar is passing horses quickly in the first furlong as Defunded sets the pace and opens up 2 lengths. Slow down Andy moves into second. Express Train third. Country Grammar now fourth, 3.5 off his stablemate. They're followed by Tripoli in the Green Silks fifth, now about 6 lengths off the leader. Royal Ship is kept in the clear on the outside. High Connection between those two and Azul Coast. 8 lengths front to back. Defunded the boss with 5 furlongs to run. He leads the way 1.5 lengths. Slow down Andy is in second. Country Grammar takes third. Express Train at the rail. Royal Ship outside that pair, 4 off the lead. with a half mile to go in the Awesome again. Then it's Tripoli, High Connection, and Azul Coast. It's Defunded, the controlling speed. Still doing it well within himself. In front by a length to slow down Andy, who's chasing second. Country Grammar set down now. Trying to make up some ground on the outside. Still 3.5 off the lead. As Slow Down Andy moves in on Defunded. Slow Down Andy, the new leader at the top of the stretch. Defunded trying to battle back. And Country Grammar 3 off the pace with a furlong left to go. Defunded digging down deep. Trying to turn away Slow Down Andy. He's back in front, a length and a half. Country Grammar grinding away on the outside. Defunded 2-length lead close to home. And it will be Defunded under Edwin Maldonado, making every pole a winning one. Country Grammar rallied into second. Slow Down Andy third in front of Tripoli, and Express Train completes the super high five.
Wow. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. What a race. Look at this guy.
Power of prayer. We talked about it when I came on.
Power of prayer. The
Yes.
guy did what he had to do. Stayed up all night praying, not drinking last night.
No drinking. None at all.
And just like that, you come on the show, you're on for 3 minutes, you tell us Defunded's going to win, and he wins at 5-1.
And thankfully, we were a little bit late, so I could sneak off and bet before I jumped on.
That's
So
right.
that was a good thing.
That's right. So you should thank Shannon Kelly.
Yes,
and then
I
you can
will.
also donate to the Safety Net
Yes,
Foundation.
if I hit my
as a result.
doubles, absolutely done.
Exactly. Now, Scotty, that was crushing for the
There
Pick Six
was.
players and for your tickets as well.
There was.
Country Grammar. I don't know. Like, what do you make of that? Like, I didn't see any trouble for Country Grammar.
He was being asked in the beginning of the race.
Being asked way too early.
Yeah.
What do you like? What do you make of that?
I don't know, but he was being asked, and we knew that the 6-horse Defunded was going to get the lead. I think that was, I thought so anyways. And the horse, if you look at the pace number, Defunded had the top pace number. So I'm not surprised by that. Country Grammar's poor performance surprises me a bit.
What do you say? Like just long campaigns, Saudi Arabia, Dubai. I mean, that
Maybe.
sort of thing. I mean, was it too early in the year? Like, because presumably there's still that Breeders' Cup target, right?
Yeah. Who got third? Was it the 8?
Yes.
Slow Down Andy.
And that look at we had that was our top win percentage was the 8.
Was it?
Yeah. The horse
Slow
went
Down
off at
Andy's a
14-1.
gutsy little horse. I
Yeah.
mean, always seems to kind of just get to the front from the outside, battle, and is always there at the end. Doesn't always win, but that was a gutsy effort at 14-1 to hang on.
He was very threatening in the turn. I was not real
Yeah,
thrilled
I
with
was
it.
worried
He looked
for
like
you.
the right horse. He looked like the right horse in the turn. But.
Yeah. So Defunded punches the ticket now to the Breeders' Cup Classic. The question is, does Defunded take that swing? Why not, right? All expenses paid now against Flightline, presumably.
They're going for sure. They're not going to do any good in the race, I don't think, if I'm being honest, but they're going.
Yeah,
I would go.
Let me see the fractions here. We have 22-3, 46-3, 110-4, and they finished up in the mile was 136 flat, and then finished up in 149-1. Again,
I actually thought Country Grammar ran fine.
You did?
Well, I did. He ran second,
Mhm.
and he grinded away. He looped 3 wide on the turn. I think the winner just had a better trip up front.
You
know,
thought
they
he
left
ran
him
fine
alone
because you wanted him to finish second.
Well, that's true too, but I do think he ran okay. Actually, like I said, with the whole Flightline thing is a little bit interesting. Horses that have run against him, they're not showing up and running their A game the next time.
So, I mean, and you brought that up, like the psychology of being a horse, like you said, the perfect marriage, where like maybe you can't factor that into an algorithm, but you can when you're trying to put some of that subjective analysis in play in combination with EquinEdge, for example, and you're like, well, heck, how does a horse react to being beaten by what was it? What was the final win margin?
I think.
19.5 lengths.
Yeah, a long
like,
way.
like I know, like he finished ahead of the rest of the field, but like he had to know that.
It's very difficult to
lost.
handicap a race, especially a horse you might want to use that just lost by 19.5 lengths.
Yeah.
It's just very difficult to do.
Yeah.
And the 6-horse was always one of the contenders. It was EquinEdge's long shot as well. So it was always one of the contenders.
He was logical.
He was a logical contender in the race. Ends up going off at 5-1. I think that was your third choice behind Royal Ship to 2. I think we could have predicted the Royal Ship wasn't going to really run that great. You know, I think you had said something, Ryan.
I didn't like him at all. He was an instant fade for
Said
me.
the outside favoring track that day when he
And
won.
I loved him when he won that day because he was out. He was drawn outside. It looked like there was
a great ride by
speed in
by
there in
Mike
front of him.
that day too.
was,
Mike
yeah.
Smith. I mean, just kind of getting the jump on Country Grammar that day. But now maybe look, this is what we're seeing. Now you look back at Country Grammar, what he is. I know he won the Dubai World Cup, but you look at the Saudi Cup. You look at obviously Flightline, I'm not going to hold that against him. But you look at this. I mean, he's a horse who always runs an honest race, is always right there, but is not necessarily a horse who's got like a nose for the wire, or you could potentially. He's not handy, right? Like you said, they were riding him early. He's not the kind. He's not one of these horses who are just like, "Yep, I'm going to put him in this spot, and then I'm going to ask him to go at the end."
For
not
sure.
one of those
no,
kinds of
No,
horses.
he was being asked from the beginning. I was watching him. The horse was being asked. I want to take this back to something Ryan does that I find very interesting. I think a lot of the viewers would love to understand how to look at videos. I can tell you that I look at them almost every day, and I don't think I'm that great at doing it.
Well, let's do this. We're about to see, like, I assume they're going to show the replay here. They may do an interview first. So let's just keep an eye on this, because when they show the replay, I'd like a real time, to the best of your ability. We do have a ton of glare here too.
I can't see it very well, but I'll give it a go.
So we've got a few minutes. They're going to do the post-race interview. But now just generally speak about how you do it.
All right, well, are you forgiving or non-forgiving of horses that seem to have issues? Are you know what I mean by that question? Like, I used to be very forgiving. I would bet every horse back that had an issue in a race.
Right.
Not anymore. Now I'm holding them accountable.
I think you gotta play them who they're landing against, right? So I don't have horse watches because you get tempted into playing every time, and you can get trapped doing exactly what you're talking about. Where I forgave him, I gotta stick with him. But yeah, I take it race by race, and typically you can see a trend. You might have a horse that he's always getting in trouble, right? So that's not a good thing either. But it's a long process, man. I watch head-ons. I watch a ton of head-ons.
What do the head-ons tell you?
A lot. So, for example, first-time starters, jockey intent is huge. So I can tell in the first 3 jumps if that horse they were trying with first time out or not, right? So people go, oh, well, maybe that was a prep. Watch the head-on.
You said jockey intent. So you're basically looking at the jockey's behavior to see if they really wanted to.
Live horses, first time out, they're sent.
Wow.
Right? So especially early in their 2-year-old career, right? So nobody really, they watch the horses break, and they're watching a lot of jockeys trying.
Yeah.
But if you really stare at one horse and stare at that one jockey, you can glean a ton of information, right? So I like to get them earlier in their career. It kind of paints a picture what that trainer is trying to do.
Right.
You get a jockey that he's kind of leaning back and he's not trying first time out, maybe they didn't try that day.
Is it in the hands? Or is it in the legs, where obviously if their legs are forward, they're on the brakes? What is it? What are you looking at, or both?
Both. Their hands. You can tell a lot of jockeys, they do what I call ride light. So they're literally trying to remove their weight right when that horse hits the ground. And the good ones all do it. Flavien Prat does it. The Ortiz brothers do it. Irad's very pronounced. He rides very high in the saddle, and you can see his legs literally work into like shock absorbers, and he's trying to remove his weight. Manny Franco does it. These guys, they have their tendencies, and when you know what their tendencies are, you can tell if they're trying or if they're prepping, waiting for another day. Juan Hernandez is he's very pronounced as well. He rides a lot like Ramon Dominguez, in my opinion. He's very quiet with his hands, but when you see his legs, they go from an angle that's almost perpendicular to the ground, and he moves his knees forward. He's giving a subtle cue to that horse. Okay, it's time.
Yeah.
And then I know, okay, he's trying with this horse, and the horse isn't responding. So you pick up on those things when you're watching a lot of replays.
How can you find the second-time starters? So what I've noticed is with first-time starters is the ones that run really good first time out, they often come back to lose because they were trying to win.
Yes.
Whereas you get these second-time starters that maybe don't look good on paper, and they come back to win. And I find that you get the best prices with the second-time starters.
Absolutely. Love second-time starters, especially the ones that are drawn down inside. They don't even have to be on the rail necessarily, but that's another thing with the head-ons. You can see that horse. He might cock his head just a little bit, and when you combine the pan shot and the head-on, you can see those horses being discouraged.
I don't want to interrupt the conversation because I love it, but here, I don't know if anything stands out in what you're watching. And again, we're dealing with a bit of glare here, but is there anything in just kind of watching how, some of these, I don't know, like me, when I watch a reel, I'm like, oh, who got floated out wide? You're obviously doing something that's much more surgical here.
Well, I was very happy, obviously.
Yeah.
And you said during the race, you have to be happy with this, of course.
Yeah.
He's loose, comfortable jockey. He's rating kindly. He's got a nice advantage, everything that you want to see. Nothing bad going here. This was
when
a pretty.
You look at
pretty,
Country
pretty,
Grammar here. Like, what are you thinking about Country Grammar? I mean, he's a little. I mean, he's in the clear. Assuming
he's got
that's,
every chance from there if
Yeah.
he's good enough. I
Yeah.
think. This pace is obviously. So I don't tend to look at fractions a whole lot.
Okay.
you know, very compact field, right? So you can see the entire field within 6 lengths of one another going to the far turn. That means everyone's got a ton of fuel left, right? So you want to be in front at that point. When you see that strung out field and you're in front, that's when you tend to worry.
And I'm seeing here, and this is when I was going to ask, what happened to Express Train? Like, I mean, he's never run a bad race on this track, and meanwhile, he's backing up right here. I don't know what's happening here. I mean, just didn't. I guess just
horse racing happened.
Yeah, I mean, unless he's getting a little long in the tooth. I don't know. Like maybe he's just a little older. I mean, he has run quite a few races, and I don't know, how old is he now? Express Train. He's only 5, right? Jeez. Okay.
Could be the flight line factor.
Could be the flight line factor, right? Just sort of demoralized. I mean, look, he's here. He does run. I mean, he finished 4th or 5th.
This is just a merry-go-round race. They're 1, 2, 3 all the way around the track.
Yeah.
It's where you want to be. So these would, you know, I would probably fade, even though I liked him today. You know, he would probably be a fade for me next time if anybody can crack him. You know, but I've seen this show before from Bob Baffert. He's got a few runners, and the bigger prices do a little bit better sometimes for whatever reason.
By the way, in that race, I had put some notes last night. Awesome Again was 16 hands tall.
Oh.
16, so which is 64 inches, and he won his last 6 starts, and capped it by winning the Breeders' Cup. And but 2 years ago he passed at age 26. 66 black type winners.
Wow.
I mean, amazing sire.
Absolutely amazing. Yeah. And when you're doing deep research like that, you better find a way to squeeze it into this show. So
right?
So way to work it in.
Yeah.
I want to go back to just one thing you said earlier. We're running a little over on time, but I don't care. Like whatever. We've done the show. Awesome Again. A really interesting race. You got your favorites beat in pretty much every race we saw here today. I don't think any of the favorites won in any of the races we watched. When you talked about going back and watching first-time starters and looking at like jockey's intent coming out of the gate and all the rest of that, are you replaying the race like 10, 15 times, or are you like just trying to capture multiple horses and watch the jockey's behavior at the same time?
I stare at one horse all the way around the track, and I watch. Well, that's where you find the good stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you can tell when a horse is climbing, right? So if I see that horse and you can see his gait change. They get that nice, it's like a 45-degree angle. That head is nice and up and down, and they're happy. And then he's upright. Or then he sticks his neck out and he's trying to get through it. And then you see the jockey give him those right-handed taps like, hey, you got to run through this. That's important information. It doesn't show up anywhere, but it's important. So if you find horses that are discouraged, they have a chance to improve and do it at a price, which is the key to playing horses.
How do you have time?
I don't have time to do anything.
So how do you
just ask my wife.
So I mean, like, give us a glimpse into like what your average day is like.
Well, if I'm in the thick of it, like I was over the summer, I could put in 20 on a day where, you know, I'll get up at 4 and I'll go the whole day.
Wow.
But my process is I watch the head-ons out of the gate for about the first 16th of a mile. You want to see if they lose their path, if they dislike losing their path, you know, and then I toggle to the pan shot and I watch them all the way around. And then you got to do the work and write it down in a way that is thoughtful, that can communicate to the reader what you saw. I mean, a lot of times I'll write a trip and I may not necessarily like the horse, but I'll say, hey, there's really only one thing you need to know about this horse, and he is really fast, which can affect your handicapping, right? So if you see a horse and you read on paper, nothing shows up, the chart callers, they don't have enough time, right? So they've only got a few words that they can say. I can write a lot, as much as I think is necessary. So if you find a horse that's fast and you see a lot of pace in that race, you know, that's important information, especially if the favorite's got speed, for example, and hey, you know what, this one nobody knows, but he's going to go crack this one. Who can I find that offers some upside that's coming from off the pace?
Ryan, I feel like about 20% of all horses need the lead, meaning they run with their head up and they're reaching like this. And so when they get behind horses, they get extremely discouraged. Have you seen that same thing?
You know, they all have their own personalities. I mean, even sometimes you hear people say, oh, let him use his speed. Let him use his speed. Maybe, right? So you got to know that horse, what his personality is. Some horses, they like to be left alone. They're very comfortable and, setting off, making fast splits and staying around. Other horses, like Defunded just did, he was nice and relaxed and he measured his lead. So They all have their own personalities. They're pack animals. But, the ones that want to get in first tend to, they tend to fire when it matters.
Right.
So Chucky is enjoying this conversation. We still have, funny enough, we had many people watching us live. We still have 200 people. As we're just like, we forgot that we were on camera, so we just keep talking. We still got a couple hundred people watching us right now. And Chucky is going for the gusto here. He wants to put together a golden hour. I don't know if you guys handicapped or
Hey,
not.
by the way,
I like this guy, whoever.
By the way, Chucky, go to EquinEdge.
There
Get a
you
free
go.
week.
Ticket
We have
maker.
the golden hour in there.
In the ticket maker?
nice.
In the ticket maker. We have the golden hour, so I can print it right now. Let's do it.
Go
we'll
ahead.
do
You
it
can-
right
you can
now.
do it quick enough.
Golden hour
I
wager.
got one that probably is not going to show up. That
Heck, I'm going to bet this. I mean, like,
Well,
with the way we're
what
going.
does Chucky play? I'm going to throw 120 bucks in there. It's a $1 denomination. It's done. There's the
Wait,
ticket
Chuck,
right
wait.
there.
I don't know. I mean, Chuck, it's a long day. You think he's got 120 to throw in right now? Chucky, how much you got?
How much you
throwing
got,
in?
Chucky? You know,
Let's do $60 for him. Let's do $60.
$60.
All right, all right. Do 100.
How about 100? Can we negotiate?
Let's do 100.
I've never seen a $60 bet.
No, we still got 10 minutes. By the way, when you were talking about putting 20 hours of work in on
that's a long day. That's not typical. A typical day for me will be about 12, 13.
Oh, yeah. So like a very light day, very easy day. Okay, 12 to 13 hours. I can imagine you putting in 12 to 13 hours on a regular day, 20 hours on a tough day. When you lose, how do you mentally not let that get to you? Because you're like, I just put my whole like heart and soul into this, and I didn't win today. How do you not let that get you down?
Well, it's horse racing, right? So they say baseball players when they're 3 out of 10, they're Hall of
Yeah.
Famers.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with horse racing. I mean, you really only have to hit one good one. If you can whack it good, then you're in a good place. I mean, I whiffed all day. I still haven't hit anything. I didn't bet to funded to win. I played them in doubles. So, but if you can hit it, even hit it good, and this guy would know. This guy's the master contest player.
Right.
He crushes, right? So that's how you get away with
The
it.
big
is-
one or two. So you kind of look at the long game. And you're like, you know what? I can't measure this success here in this moment by one day. So it's or one.
I've got
series of races.
170,000 trip notes in my database. So
That's amazing. Wow.
Oh, Chucky's in for 100. You better
100.
recalibrate here. He's in for 100. He can't go $1 over 100.
Okay. All right, Chucky. I got you, brother. I got you.
All right.
Yeah, I think you need to throw one in that you didn't have in there. But
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna. All right. This is. Listen. I'm just gonna give you what the ticket generator is giving me. Okay.
Here, I'm gonna type it in so that anybody
Okay.
watching can actually play this. So I'm gonna put the golden hour pick 4. Hold on one second. We're gonna type it in.
All right. By the way, too, if you go to EquinEdge.com, you get a free week, but you'll get the golden hour wager there. You can see this here, right here, Ryan, where it's there, golden hour. So you don't. It's difficult to play that wager because you've got to go using different tools to try to find and keep yourself organized on the wager, but it's there. It's actually a full-on ticket right there that we can go from Santa Anita race number 9 to Golden Gate Fields race number 9, then back here to Santa Anita to finish off the 10th, and then finish off the 10th at Golden Gate. But race number 1, 25689,
25689.
down the hill.
Okay, with
Then we're going to single the 2-horse, Kings River Knight, who's 4-5 on the EquinEdge morning line. Top EquinEdge pick, 35%. We're going to single this horse, and then that's in leg number 2. And then we're spreading in race number 10, which is the third leg. We're going to do 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 13. 8, 9, 13.
So we are what is it, 5. Okay, and what do we got to close it out?
Okay. And in race number 10 at Golden Gate Fields to finish off for the win, 378. 378. It's $90.
So we're 25689 with 2 3 4 8 9 13 with 378.
Yep, 25689 with 2, with 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 13 with 378.
All right, there you go. You see,
Perfect.
Chucky, ask and you shall receive. There you go. All right, so there's that ticket. Anybody watching, go ahead, put in that ticket. We should probably wrap up and go, I don't know, do something else. Go have a drink and watch these races. Have another beer. I mean, we've been drinking already, guys, so I don't know. Can we interest you in any hour-old tacos?
I'm good right now.
Are you
but
sure?
thank you.
It's very appetizing. Look,
Kind of want to try. I'm going to try
this one, especially with the bite in it,
Did you say it was pork or no?
I have no idea what the hell it is.
How do you not know? You
Well,
ate
I
it.
will say this. I'm going to guess it's pork because it's really dark inside.
All right, I'm going to get rid of that. You think it's pork?
I think it's
I'm just
pork.
going to eat the veggie because I don't do pork. I'm just going to do the veggie portion.
It's good. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
My God.
Right?
Noodle Fest. God bless these people.
I love it. God bless you.
Oktoberfest.
Wait, have you
coming
ever
up.
seen anybody eat
Pasta with
with chopsticks?
It's a skill.
Right?
Did it today.
Slippery little suckers. Hold on here.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. These
One
guys-
horse don't sleep on. One horse don't sleep on.
Who?
Countess Rosina.
Which
I
race?
think has a swing
Coming up.
here.
So
Coming
this is a
up.
horse we don't have in our
What
ticket.
number? What
number
number?
4.
Number 4.
Number 4. Countess
boy.
Rosina. This horse is only some of these horse. You know this, right? Horse for course down the hill.
For sure.
Some horses love it. Watch the replay of Countess Rosina when she gets beat by Connie Swingle.
Okay.
Connie Swingle's legit, right? Is
Yeah.
probably
Probably the horse to beat.
the horse to beat. I think Countess Rosina was best in that race.
Really?
Yes,
So
and
you're talking about the race back on May 7th.
there's correct. So
Okay.
should be dead fit off the cutback. 2 cutbacks in a row. Gets a little bit, gets freshened. That was an absolutely miserable trip. Only a little bit of it is identified in the PPs. Had to slam on the brakes twice. Was super patient in the lane and exploded through the lane and galloped out.
If you
Very,
look at this
very well.
horse's 5 races, in most of them, this horse has had a ton of issues. I had a note on this horse as well, Ryan. I agree with you. I couldn't get this horse in there, but if there is a long shot in this race, it's 100% the 4. You're right.
He's or she rather is
Yeah.
probably a big number, right?
She's 15-1 on the EquinEdge
okay.
morning line.
Here we
Okay.
got. We can pull
But
it up
currently,
here.
right now, 18-1.
18.
But I
18-1.
think you're giving a good play.
Okay.
And you've got here, you got a comment here from one of the viewers saying the 4 looks good in the paddock. I don't know who this is, but I'm assuming they wouldn't have written that unless they actually felt
Wait,
strongly.
are they giving
about-
a paddock pick right now?
a paddock pick, apparently. So
Okay.
there you go.
All right.
And then you've got Bill here who's asking Santa Anita race 10, why no 5? I don't know if you've got a reason why.
Why no 5?
Why no
Okay,
5
let's
there?
see.
And as this will
Because we
happen,
couldn't
pretty
fit it
much.
in. That's all.
Was that
oh
one
no,
of
We're on a budget
no,
here.
The 5. Wait, race number 10 is Santa Anita.
Santa Anita, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, hold on here. You just couldn't fit it in.
Okay.
It's a first-time starter. He's absolutely right. I get that question, and that's a fair question. You're not gonna like my answer. I asked my girlfriend what number she likes, and she didn't like the 5, so I took it out.
Okay. I mean,
Honesty, I love it.
look. All right. So
That's good
here's-
karma. You're buying some good karma. I'm being honest.
That's right.
All right, so I can't not use the 4 here, so I'm going to put the 4 here. I'm putting a ticket in. I'm following these guys. You guys have been hot all day. I mean, it's either one or the other. You've hit every race here today. So,
But by the way, to add on to that, first-time starters, unless they're really meant first time out, going 6 furlongs on the turf, don't win very often. The first-time starters don't. So it might be a good time to beat the 5, but I do think the 5 has some talent. Do you know anything about this 5?
I do not.
No?
No. I try and stay away from steam.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to help me very often.
I'm
You know, I think the workouts on first-time starters don't always tell the story. I'm not really a big. Are you a big workout fan?
We have people that do it for us, but I do not have the time to watch them.
Yeah.
But some trainers, it translates in the afternoons, right? So Baffert runners, when they're working well, they show up on the track. They
Right.
transfer. A lot of them, for whatever reason, D'Amato's the same way. Horse is working well in the morning, typically transfers to the afternoon. Some trainers, for whatever reason, it doesn't transfer well. So
What's the most friendly track that we have here in the United States? Like for me, believe it or not, would be Golden Gate Fields. I love that track. I think it's fair. I think it's fair to speed. I think fair to closers. I think Golden Gate really has a
Just need a
nice
few more
track.
horses on most days to make it.
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure. That's fair, but
Right.
I think the track itself is very nice.
Yeah.
you mean fair in terms of how it plays?
How it plays.
Yeah, synthetics typically are, right?
Yeah.
The results oftentimes have to do with circumstances, pace and flow, which they should more than
Right.
kick back and a horse just getting
Mm.
gets hit with the dirt clod and all of a sudden stops running or whatever. But yeah,
Let's say you like a horse and you watch the video of it, but now it's going on to synthetic or it's changing surfaces. Does that change your mind to how you want to play that horse?
sure, right? So I'm not big on horse flash. I'm not good at it. I can't tell. Like you'll see Maggie and she'll say, "Oh, this horse has a turf hoof,"
Right.
and I'm like, how do
You don't know what that is.
How do you know that? That's pretty cool. So that's
Yeah.
a skill set, right? There are all kinds of different tools in the handicap. That's not my strength, but I'll look at pedigree, right? So I use some tools, and I'll take a deeper dive with pedigree.
Right.
What did mommy like? What did daddy like?
Yeah.
I'm no different than
Mommy.
anybody else.
Bill chimes in with Ferndale is fan friendly. In case you didn't know,
Ferndale's fan friendly.
So
fan friendly or track friendly? I
That
don't
is
know.
a horse for course race.
I'll tell you what. You want EquinEdge. You want our pace number with Ferndale.
You got good Ferndale numbers.
So, and Los Alamitos? Are you kidding me? Like, oh yeah, it's unbelievable. I got to tell you a story though. Would you consider yourself a class player or a pace player? So
a pace,
a pace
all the way.
Okay, so do you believe in speed or pace?
I mean,
time meaning speed meaning time.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like. I just like you said, you kind of just sometimes disregard fractions because it's so hard to really put. I like to watch how a horse is doing it, whether they're getting pressed or not. I think more so than actually putting too much stock in raw times. I think you
on our website we have no time.
Yeah.
So I was on the quarters with Jose Contreras one time, and there were some really fast horses. Now they were going 110 yards. 4 of these horses were lightning fast. Okay.
Yeah.
And there was one in there that had class, big class. It had a 50% win number. It had an SOR, strength of race, really high. And I posed the question to Jose. I said, does this horse, our class horse, our top win percentage, have a chance to beat any of those 4 pace horses? He says, or speed horse. He goes, absolutely not. No chance whatsoever. 110 yards. So our class horse broke 3/4 of a length slow, going 110 yards. Won by 110 yards, won by 3/4 of a length.
Yeah.
Class. I'm not a time player at all.
Yeah. I will say for the people watching here, you're listening to just a couple of people here just shooting the breeze here about horse racing and handicapping. What you have been watching throughout, and the reason we're still live is because we have so many people still watching, was Breeders' Cup Live, Awesome Again Stakes here. We saw a series of really good races leading up to the Awesome Again, and Defunded now is in the Breeders' Cup Classic, punched his ticket with a 5-1, slight mild upset victory here. And this is just bonus coverage here. We're just hanging out. We're playing the Golden Hour Pick 4. Thank you, Chucky, for doing this to us. Sucked us into another bet here. So we've got this pick. We're not going to go through the whole sequence, but since we're here and they're only, it's post time at Santa Anita, we're going to watch this race, the first leg of the Golden Hour Pick 4. Then we're going to sign off for the day. Before we do, Ryan, for the people who are maybe just tuning in late, let them know where they could find the trip notes from you guys and where they could learn more.
Well, obviously the website's the best place, tripnotepros.com. The account sign up is free, but we are at Brisnet. Our product's being sold at Brisnet. We've got to deal with them, where we actually have our own PPs, where if you hover above the comment section of the racing forum, the note pops up, the track bias pops up, and then some other anecdotal information elsewhere. Breeders' Cup, their app is going to have our stuff.
Awesome. Nice.
Totally complimentary, thanks to them. So thank you to the Breeders' Cup. And then also at tvg.com, we've got a link there that we do some promos and do some free stuff there as well.
Nice. And Scotty, we've talked about EquinEdge throughout the duration of this show. If anyone doesn't know what to do next, how they get started, so you have some free trials on the website.
We do. Yeah, just go to EquinEdge.com and you can go on there and sign up for a free week. And I would really highly recommend to take the coaching classes. There's 3 of them per week, different times and days, but it'll really help the experience of learning how to use the tool. So so go to there, and I have my shows as well every Saturday, and we cover live races after races using the tool. I'm using it. It's really a lot of fun. Everyone has a good time in the chat room like they are here. So big shout out to everybody in the chat room. Sorry we didn't get that pick 6. We were right there. Hopefully we can get 5 out of 6 though.
Chucky's happy. Says, "Giddy up!
That's
Thanks
gross,
for all the fun
man.
today."
That was a
right
ticket, man.
Yeah, we're so close.
Those are killer. And
should have combined
combined
heads here for a little bit.
Well, the next horse for me was the 6. It was the 6.
Yeah,
but you can't get them all in. But we gave them a go. We gave them a hell of a run.
Do you, Ryan? Do you recommend? I mean, if anybody's having trouble with kind of deciphering what to make, how to make sense of the notes, whatever. I mean, can they reach out to you? Who do they reach out to?
We've got an email. Yep. So when you log in, goes directly to my assistant, who's back here somewhere, and she's very, very quick to respond.
Okay, great, awesome.
They're going into the gate, guys, right now.
Post-time.
Again, who's going to be your play here? The 4? You going to try the 4?
Well, I'm live in a double to the 4 as well as the favorite, so I'll be rooting for those. And I played them equally, hoping to bang something good. So
even money right now on Connie Swingle.
Yep.
On the ticket, it's 25689. I actually played a ticket where I added the 4 as well because I don't want to live with that the rest of the night. So I added the 4 on my ticket, and that's the rest of the ticket. You got a couple of seconds to punch in your golden hour, pick 4. Yeah, let's just sit back and watch this race. The glare isn't
I
as
thought
bad now.
Delmona, the 2 horse, was the horse maybe you would have to beat here.
Go lighter on the 2 if you're trying to create a
I
small
thought
ticket.
the 2 horse had a big look.
Okay. All righty. All right, we'll full screen this.
And they're off in the Unzip Me. Connie Swingle is hustled out for early speed. Briefcase Girl on the outside is up close. Here's Delmona coming through in the red, and Delmona takes the lead. Brandon's My Lawyer is close up, just 2 off the pace. Then Pammy's Ready, who settles about 5 off the leader. Countess Rosina and Briefcase Girl are right together. Tezeray is next. Then it's Grace Adler, and at the back of the field is Island of Love. Down the hill, chasing Delmona, who is pursued intently by Connie Swingle, just 3/4 back in second. Another 2.5 to Brandon's My Lawyer in third. Pammy's Ready is fourth. At the rail, Countess Rosina, 6 lengths off the lead, starting to make some headway. 2 more to Island of Love. Then comes Briefcase Girl, who's 8 lengths off the speed, followed by Tezeray and Grace Adler. They turn for home, and Connie Swingle powers to the front. Countess Rosina takes up the chase. Pammy's Ready in the center of the course. Brandon's My Lawyer, and fighting on is Delmona, but it's Connie Swingle in charge by 2.5 close to home, chased by Countess Rosina, and Pammy's Ready with a late run. Connie Swingle wins the Unzip Me. Pammy's Ready fired hard and just missed. Then it was Countess Rosina in third, and the battle for fourth included Tezeray.
All right. I mean, look, that was a nice call. 14-1. You look pretty good there for a second.
Sniff at it. Just wasn't good enough.
And then again, one of these races where, like, we took a swing there in the golden hour pick 4, but I mean, you could have bet exactas and tries and all the other things you could bet here. The 2 was logical. The 5 was not the 2, rather. The 5 was logical. And who finished second? The 6?
6 did.
6, yep.
Yeah. So
Pammy's Ready.
Yeah. So. Anyway, all right. So we're moving on in this ticket here. If you played it, here it is. Here's the rest of the ticket. If you want to do, well, you can't do pick 3 with this, but you can probably do something with it.
You can always fire up the golden double.
You can do the golden double.
Golden hour
exactly.
daily double. That's right. Starts in race number 10.
Oh wow,
Santa Anita.
That 6 was 20-1. Holy cow. Okay, so nice price there. If you hit this try, you're doing well. All right, so. This has been awesome. It's been a lot of fun. This is my first time working with Scotty, and we just did like 2.5 hours here. So yeah. I think we
nice
a good precedent here. We can
awesome.
do this again sometime
sure.
soon. Thank you, Scotty.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
And Ryan, thank you for making time. I know you had to wait for a little while here,
sweat.
but luckily you got those tickets.
I got the shade. Yeah, I got my bet in. I'm happy.
Got the shade.
Thanks
awesome.
for having me.
All right, so this has been Breeders' Cup Live, as we do every time. We got to give a shout-out to our production team here, Greg Charcudian, J.D. Mitchell on site. Bring in all of it, this whole set, which you can see, the lights, the cameras, the 10,000 cables and wires, doing the Mr. Roboto, I think that is back there. There we go. Team ABR Production, thank you so much. Thank you to Santa Anita. Thank you to First Racing for hosting us today. Thank you to the folks at Smorgasburg for this incredible noodle, I don't know what.
Noodle Fest.
Noodle Fest and bringing us a box of every possible noodle we could have. Thank you to everybody out here. Thank you to all of our guests. And thank you at home for watching. This has been Breeders' Cup Live. We'll see you next time.